Hello, everybody. Welcome to Thursday Night Live with Bill Tucci.
Behold his mighty hand.
Tucci gang, Tucci gang, Tucci gang, Tucci gang, Tucci gang, Tucci gang, Tucci gang.
Just want to manage expectations.
Weird.
This is the worst. Welcome, Billy.
Welcome, Nile, and welcome everyone to a very, very special episode of the POPXP, where we are going to delve into a world of darkness, but also greatness and inspiration, as we will take you on a tour as actually the owner and publisher of Coffin Comics, Brina Pulido, creator of Lady Death, will take you on a tour of the all-new Coffin headquarters in Mesa, Arizona. And then we're going to segue into Brian and Francisca and everyone at Coffin Comics' new endeavor, Coffin Launch, where they will have created their own crowdfunding platform. Right, Nile? Pretty good?
That's correct.
Pretty good. Great. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, our friend, the one, the only, the man, the myth, the legend, the king of the world, the owner and publisher of Coffin Comics, Mr. Brina Pulido.
Greetings, everybody. Come on in and welcome to Coffin Comics. We're here in the beautiful and great state of Arizona, and come on in to our brand new, wonderful headquarters. First up, check it out and take it in. We are in our beautiful lobby. So the lobby is all coffin themed. If you look up, maybe you can even see the gorgeous coffin on the ceiling. Our chandelier is themed out to coffin. We have some great things already in our lobby, including this gorgeous coffin casket featuring beautiful artists who have visited Coffin Comics. Stephen Butler, Mike Crone, the one and only Mike DiBalfo, Anthony Spey, Eric Basildua, Dan Mendoza, Keith Garvey, Don McTague, David Harrigan, Ryan Kincaid, Josh Blaylock, Joel Gomez, Monty Moore, Diego Bernard, and Source Song. It's incredible. Now, take a look. There you go. We're in it. We're featuring some beautiful artwork of amazing contributors, including Art Turner, Richard Ortiz, Joe Jusko. Everything else is gothed up, man. That's what it's all about. Maybe you can switch around this way over here and check out the entranceway itself. Phenomenal. Now, come with me, and I'm going to show you where we ship our stuff. Put yourself in my hands. Check out this gorgeous graphic wall featuring the artwork of Diego Bernard, artist on Lady Death. We're just going to blast through this particular area, but we're going to come back to it. I'm going to show you where we fulfill all our stuff here at Coffin Comics. And love to begin right at the beginning. So just keep your eye on me. I'm going to stabilize the cameraman. There we go. It's like a human steady cam. Here we go. Sorry. So check it out. Over here, if we were to enter, what you're going to find here is where we receive our materials and check them. Here's some comics that I actually have to sign. Over here, we have what we would call our crowdfunding area. So this particular area is where we stage all the materials to be crowdfunded. I think we're coming towards the end of pulling the Mike Mork campaign. So that's what's happening there. You'll notice some of the systems, but you got to be quick to see it. Here are some stations that people work at where they're doing things like pulling free bonus items, etc. And then over here, on this side, you're going to see folks who are actually checking materials and getting ready to ship materials out, double checking. Over here, we actually have the one and only Coffin Comics shop. And this represents all the items that we have to pick in Coffin Comics. Pretty cool stuff. Over here is a very abbreviated view. So over here, folks are double checking. And then over here, some boxing's happening. That happens each and every day, as this young man is doing right here. These are all our boxing stations. Other folks doing the same thing. And then over here, finally, this is actually where we're going to run the actual shipping on these various shipping stations when we get to that part of the day. Candidly, that part of the day is over, so it's actually our shipping manager is actually bringing stuff to the post office. We find it more convenient because we actually are faster than the post office. So that's just a little taste of this element of Coffin Comics, our fulfillment center. So now we're going to continue the tour at high speed. Coffin Comics headquarters is a 10,000 square foot facility. Don't get it twisted, folks. Coffin Comics mission statement is we create fun, happiness, and excitement. This is additionally our vision statement and our core values that we like to aspire to. Next up is another little section here where maybe we have some supplies, everything from bubble, bags and boards. We have pallets and pallets of this stuff. Next, we have a flex room. This room can be everything from artist celebration areas where we bring artists in to sign, or in today's case, today's orders that I will need to sign. So that's what happens over here. And we do other things in here too. Next up, feast your eyes on the Coffin Comics Company store. Now, right now, we're quite unquote in between. So the shelves are bare. We just had the Monty Moore artist celebration. But what we do is when we bring an artist in, we dress it up. We invite fans to come from around the world and enjoy. I want to point out a couple things. First of all, where you would check out is actually coffin shaped. And of course, King Skull, our guy, is here. And if you flip around, you will kind of see it come back this way a little bit. You'll see the beautiful coffin-shaped entryway and some of our beautiful coffin-shaped shelves. So this is the company store. A little bare right now, but that's okay.
Brian, can I ask a question?
Yes, sir.
With your company store, is that something that's open to the public or is it open during events?
So our company store is open during events or for advanced communication with us. We do give tours if people let us know 2 weeks in advance and schedule with customer service.
Thank you.
So next up, actually we're doing a thing called Coffin Launch, which I think we're going to talk a little bit more about. And we are trying to get people to quote unquote RSVP and pre-sign up. So we blast through our original goal of 2,250 signups, but now we have a new goal, which is 3,131, which is latest 30th, first anniversary twice. We want these signups so that when our launch goes live, it lets everybody know. So pretty incredible. This is far more than we ever had on previous crowdfunding, so it really bodes well. We're going to continue the tour. This is our company kitchenette. So this is a company kitchenette. People can sit here and have their meal if they so choose or go outside. A little snacks. We fill it up with snacks at the beginning of the month and it's gone the next day. Fridge. The other thing I point out is that we all have, everyone in management doesn't have lockers, but everybody else has lockers, and I have my own locker as well. A lot of fun. Now, we're going to go to a couple of other offices. Candidly, a couple of people, look at this beauty right here. Woo.
Yeah.
I would like to point out to you that we're a cold kind of ripped through Coffin Comics, so everyone who's here is working from home in a cold. So this is one of our offices in which Francisca Pulido or Jackie Shear, our editorial coordinator, would be. Moonshine Mel, who is our customer service manager, would be here typically, and our store manager would also be here. So working away. But everybody's got a cold, working from home. The next series of offices is right here. This is where our editorial staff is and where marketing staff is. And we have one guy working here. This is Tegan, works on editorial. The gentleman who's behind the camera tonight, which is Jimmy Coffin, is Ding Ding. Actually, show your workstation, dude. It's awesome. A lot of fun.
Man, Jimmy.
Nice. This is so inspiring, guys. This is so inspiring for anyone who wants to become a self-publisher, who wants to be masters of or mistresses of their own domain. Follow this guy. Let's all follow you. I'll follow you to
some upcoming work. All right, here's where it gets juicy, right? So every company should have a conference room. It just so happens that Coffin Comics conference room is a little different. So you can follow me on this one, Jimmy. Let's go down like the Great Museum Hall of Coffin, where you can see some of the art from people like Mark Brooks, Adam Hughes, Dan Mendoza, Frank Cho, this giant piece over here, Arthur Sudam, been very blessed, Simon Bisley. There's even the People's Champion, teen sensation Billy Tucci, right up there on the wall.
Fantastic.
So come on down to our basement conference room. Have these beautiful shades that feature nice little coffin skull details. No detail is past.
Yeah.
First, let me show you our coffin bar in our conference room. Everyone should have a bar, and this is ours. You'll notice that the base of it is a coffin, and it's loaded with booze because we do like to have a cocktail now and then, maybe more than one. So if you flip the camera and feast your eyes, this is our lounge conference room. There's many different areas for people to sit, but you'll notice the details like the coffin-shaped coffee tables, some Gothic styling statues and sculptures, gorgeous art by people who contribute to Coffin Comics. Then over here, finally, is our actual conference room. So this is the conference room. We do meetings here. We have a monitor such that we can meet with our folks who are off-site, because many people who work for us are in different time zones sometimes. You will notice some details to our table. It is shaped like a coffin and has our king skull right dab in the middle.
Look at that.
Wow. That's beautiful.
And I've said it before. I love the logo. I love the idea. I love where you came from with your former company.
Thank you.
But man, your destiny was to be the owner and publisher of Coffin Comics, alongside your wife Francisca, the owner and president of Coffin Comics.
Yes, sir. You're absolutely right.
You should be.
Thank you. Yeah, I agree, dude. I think like the first time around, I was learning, so I had a lot of learning. I'll feature some beautiful statues and the gorgeous artwork of J.D. Frisson, whom I'm a fan of. Now, let's continue our tour of Coffin Comics. So this is our basement-style bar conference room. Everyone should have one, everybody. So now, they take you to some other sections. So the next section I'm going to show you outside. So outside at Coffin Comics, back to our lobby again, I will let you know that this entire building right here behind us is our warehouse. So this has all our additional stock, largely trades, hardcovers, art books. This was formerly a dentist office with 8 stations. Francisca Pulido and her team ripped all the plumbing out and made it completely safe as a warehouse.
Hey Brian, is Coffin HQ zombie proof?
It's a lot of things proof. That's right. You'll notice the sheer amount of metal that encases this entire place. Yeah. This is a completely sealed in campus, no joke. There's exterior gates that open and close, and you need a clicker to get in, and there's different levels. So yeah, it's not easy to get in unless you're invited. So I'm going to show you one other couple of things outside here. First up, I'd like to show you what I'm very proud of, which is our tough shed. So our tough sheds have stuff like stuff that's not sensitive to the weather, like boxes. But flipped around here, you'll have our exterior bar, lounge, hangout room.
Oh my God. Holy smokes. I love that.
For example, we have our bar. We have the party lights. It's daytime now, but yeah, we rock it out. We just had some rain. That's okay. And this could easily accommodate 75 people hanging out.
Brian, will there be a Sworn Fest 2026?
That's what everybody's asking. And Billy, I don't know. I think what we've decided is we're going to survey the fiends and see if this is something that they want. And maybe we'll answer the yes or the no of it by the end of February. I don't know, Billy. I just don't know. We even actually have this particular room. Actually, we do our metal enhanced covers inside that room. We have, by the way, the music is off, but this whole place is rigged for sound, so we could play on multiple stations. All right, so like Billy, I've actually been at this game entering my 34th year as a comics professional. And it's always been a dream of mine to be able to display the work in a powerful manner so that people could enjoy it and that we could all review it together. So let's go to this place up here that we call the Pulido Archive.
Ooh.
What?
I was wondering what was up those stairs.
You're going to see what's up those stairs in about 15 seconds. So this is... I got one thing I'd like to pause and just let you know that. So here we are, January 2024. We purchased this building in June of 2023. Francisco Pulido took possession of it and brought this entire building literally down to stud. And working as the general contractor, worked with a crew of people who got this completely refurbished to our needs by December of 2023, where we took occupancy, and we then, in January of 2024, decorated it like crazy. Myself, one other person, a small team, Moonshine Mel and others, decorated this entire building in the room that you are about to see. And it was completed in time for Swornfest 2024, which happened at the end of February 2024. So
that sounds like fun. I mean, look at the fun they're bringing back to comics, Nile. You know, I mean,
know.
this is fucking fun.
Oh my gosh,
man.
look at this.
Oh, bro.
Wow.
So this is the Coffin Comics Brina Pulido archive. This has probably innumerable objects, about 666 different objects. I'm going to let Jimmy Coffin slowly kind of go by, and we could go through the memories together. Everything from some stuff that you and I have in common, Billy. Those early magazines, Flux Combo, where our characters were on it.
Brian, are those your early like designs, Ernie
Yes.
designs, Lady Death design? Like these are your drawings? Your
Yes.
drawing?
Well, that's my drawing in my first comic book called Kid Caper Comics. And in this issue, Kid Kung Fu Brina Pulido and his chicks. So that was me doing a little Kung Fu comic, and my reward after beating up the bad guy would be the chicks, man. So on this next wall, we have a lot of the early stuff from Evil Ernie, including the creative process, some of the layouts that I would do that Hughes would then further develop and eventually turn into the actual art. Even here on display, we have early scripts. I used to do them either combination of by hand or type.
Wow.
Early on stuff, like stuff you probably could appreciate, Billy, is my early ads to locate an artist for Evil Ernie. There's some of my first ever drawings of Evil Ernie.
And is that the logo? Did you hand draw the original logo of Evil Ernie up there on the top, Jimmy?
I did, and then I commissioned an artist to bring it to life.
Look at that.
So yes, you can see that there are, again, 666 objects or more perhaps on here, including everything like the Smiley section, the wonderful Smiley from his incarnation onward, some of the beautiful statuary, even stuff like our old flyers from when we used to do cons and store appearances in the early 90s.
Wow.
This will continue as we start. We're now looking at everything from original drawings, original art, finished goods of the Chaos Comics era under my tutelage. And again, multiple objects there, even things like the first ever Lady Death logo, the actual physical logo that was commissioned.
Wow.
Wow.
What a world you've built. My goodness.
It's incredible. The cover to Wizard number 75 and the color guide.
Yeah.
I have that wizard.
Yeah, me too.
Now we're moving into a more recent work, so we're taking a look at things like the model sheets for our character Lady Gunfighter, some of the beautiful statuary from companies like Sideshow Collectibles, and then here we are in the modern era of Coffin Comics, and some of our frequent contributors are displayed here. Joel Gomez art, Diego Bernard, Stephen Butler, some of the statuary, the coins, some of the first appearances of characters, the first appearance of the character Hell Witch, some of all the cool things that we've brought to life, things like the action figures.
Yeah.
Our recent collaboration crossover with Dan Mendoza's Zombie Tramp.
Yep.
Over here is an art wall that shows some of the recent work. And in fact, here is the comic book price guide this year, Billy, that you drew.
Oh, yes. I'm honored. It was an honor.
It is an honor for all of us. Actually, back in the day, Arizona's Hard Rock Radio, KUPD, proclaimed Coffin Comics to be the most rock and roll station in the state. And we were gifted a bass by Tom Mariah and Slayer. So the band members of Slayer presented this to us because we're the most rock and roll, baby. And then this next wall has some distinctions. The Ink Pot Award from Comic-Con, the beautiful Defender of Liberty Award for Comic Book Legal Defense Fund, and other distinctions from companies like VetTix, Spike TV, Wizard, etc. I would like to pay for Fiend fans of POPXP. Here is the People's Champion, Billy Tucci's original work for the guide.
Love drawing that character.
And then
She's so strikingly.
If you take a look at this particular wall, what you're looking at is some of the comics that I published in the 90s as Chaos Comics.
Yeah.
Everything
the Velvet, the Velvet Lady Death. Is that right there? Do you have the leather edition, Brian? The swimsuit leather edition?
Yes, I do.
Where's that?
That one's way over here, right here. So yeah, on display will be all those cool enhanced covers that we did.
That was a great summer, wasn't it, Brian?
Oh my God, dude! One month, I think that August, just that month, we sold over $1 million worth of stuff. It was a whole nother world.
Hey, Brian, do you ever like after hours just walk in this room, just like looking at everything?
Yes. So it's so funny because in the melee of it all, like we're always just getting things done. There are times. I do all my meetings with my co-writer Mike McLean in this room, and if it's after hours, we have a cocktail and we soak the room up, the energy and the creativity of this room, and really are very grateful for what our community has afforded us, a miraculous lifestyle. I'd also like to point out as we exit this room, we always have an honorarium for Stephen Hughes, who I worked with extensively in the 90s, and we honor him. Stephen passed, unfortunately, in February 18th, 2000. So he is right there for us.
Is that your office back there?
Oh, yeah. So, yes. So this is what we call the writer's room back here. As this room continues to be developed, this is where you might find myself and/or Mike McLean bringing our laptop and figuring out the next steps. In this room, we are surrounded by gorgeous art, hardcovers, beautiful art of the past, and we're just in here doing the deed.
Wow.
Fantastic, man.
Yep.
What an inspiration. Wow.
Thank you.
Right?
Seriously,
so
I'm feeling inspired right now.
I know.
Don't get it twisted, guys. Our tour is not over.
Oh.
All right.
Brian, it makes you
I
want
like
to
the
take
roof.
over the world. Yeah, the roof. It looks like you're at Disney's Haunted Mansion.
It's his own little Disney World.
Yeah, we had a former building which is just less than a mile away, and this building came up for sale. You can even see like the roof and stuff. I mean, this is very unique for Arizona. This is just, I guess it was kismet. It was meant to be.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to rock through, and actually, let's talk a little bit about Coffin Launch in a couple of minutes. We're going to get to the Coffin Comics production studio. So that's another blessing in our life. We're going back to the entire other side of the building, rocking through it. We've been here before. This was the signing room. Got some stuff to sign, as I do. We're going to go through the fulfillment center. Jimmy, I'll have you stop right around here so people can take this in. So This is the entranceway to the Coffin Comics production studio. And you'll notice on the wall, we have a lot of the recent work that we've done and all our various contributors. To give you a sense of scale and perspective, I'm going to go down here and you can see how large this graphic is.
Wow.
I love it.
And yeah, all our phenomenal contributors, both whether it be prints or comics. So
Brian, I know that I am the kid brother you never wanted, but
That's right.
I am so proud of you. I'm
incredible.
beaming right now. If you could see my face, I'm giddy as a schoolgirl.
He really is. He's been smiling the whole time.
I'm just like, holy shit. I just love it. I love you. I love Francisca. I love everyone from Brandy to Nick to Jimmy. I mean, your whole thing, you're just this giant dark ball of positive energy and inspiration. That is just, you truly are such an influential person to comics. And
thank you.
We're so blessed to have you in our lives.
You are being far too kind, dude. You're my bro. I love you guys.
The entire industry. I'm speaking on behalf of the entire industry.
Well,
Well,
thank
I
you
mean,
so much.
this tour though shows the average guy, trying to make it on his own. Like if you really put it together and fight through the hardships, I mean, you can really make your own empire.
Yep. The pride
You
of
can.
look at you, the pride of Long Branch, New Jersey.
That's right. All right, so check it out, guys. Hang on. We're about to enter the Coffin Studios. So check it out. We don't have the lights on, but here is the Coffin Comics Studios, where we have a number of fixed sets that we mess around and change around. And right now, we actually are talking about Coffin Launch and our new upcoming crowdfunding campaign called Lady Death Savage Reign. That actually launches on Thursday, February 6th on our own platform, coffinlaunch.com. So yeah, feast your eyes on some of the goods. And I'm happy to answer any questions on why the heck would we be so crazy to leave a major crowdfunding platform and do our own. What are we thinking?
Well,
Yeah,
Brian, now that you brought it up, why did you leave a major platform and doing it on your own?
Nile, add us in, Nile, if you can.
I will.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, Brian.
I think there's a couple of major reasons, and we feel that we can provide the type of customer service our customers are used to on our platform by simplifying the amount of clicks it takes to get to us. I find it challenging in other platforms, particularly as we have 45 previous campaigns, of which a backer could comment on an update on 20 campaigns ago and it wouldn't reach us. So we want to be able to really get tight and connected. Additionally, any savings we have from that platform, we could pass on to our backers. And then additionally, there are some benefits in time due to speed. Things like we will not have any backer surveys. When you back our campaign, you'll actually enter all the information, right as you pick your claims. We're not using the word reward, we use the word claim. So those are a couple of reasons. I'd also say that we have a very simplified layout, and those are some of the reasons why.
And you have total control, and you can and you are really, it's your domain, it's your own domain, it's your own platform.
Yes, sir. Yeah, so that's the idea too. Is you'll notice that's a prevailing theme. Like we like to do it our way all the time, and we thought that we actually are in communication with former platforms we've been on, and it's all good. We actually would like to bring other projects that are appropriate to that, but we thought too, now that we've entered our 11th year of brand new stuff, it seems like we should be able to publish our own general publishing schedule, like on our own platform.
Incredible. Just incredible. So we're launching Coffin Launch. Well, you're launching Coffin Launch on February 6th, 2025. What's the time? Will there be a launch party? And can we all join in live and watch you launch it live?
Yes. So the answer is yes to everything. We launch at 6 p.m. Arizona time, which is currently Mountain Standard. You guys are on East Coast time. You are 2 hours later. So search wherever you are in the world and look at Arizona time. The weird thing about Arizona is we never change time. Everybody else does. We will absolutely have a launch party, and this one's going to be a big one.
Right.
And we have a unique proposition to backers in our first 24 hours. If you are a backer of a physical, non-digital reward, all backers for the first 24 hours will receive a free, full-color, double-sided challenge coin.
Wow.
So just simply for backing.
Yeah. And Brian, the question is, what are you launching? What will be the project that launches Coffin Launch?
The project that's going to launch us is Lady Death Savage Reign. This is an all-new, bold new era, 48-page story that plunges Lady Death into a sword and sorcery realm without her powers, without her sword. We get to see her as the warrior that she is as she faces up against the sorceress Crucibella and her 10,000 man and woman army. Can Lady Death reign supreme, or is this it for the Diva of Death? It's all here in this story, Savage Reign.
Wow. And this book Savage Reign is done, right? You just need the funding.
Savage Reign is done. All we got to do is print. We are coloring the book. We are finishing up the last pages, but we'll be printing it toot sweet right after the campaign.
Extraordinary. I just.
When
Let
are
me
you
show
adding
you
your
some
own
of the
print
pages
shop?
of Savage Reign by
Oh, wow.
guest artist Ediano Silva.
Oh, that's
Diego
great.
Bernard is currently working on Lady Death Chapter 22, Immortal Deception. So this is a great quality artwork that people are used to. Lady Death in a sword and sorcery realm.
That looks fantastic.
Wow. And Brian, so what is the creative team for Savage Reign #1?
The creative team for Savage Reign #1 is written by Brina Pulido, Mike McLean, illustrated by Ediano Silva, colored by Giuliano Paratelli, and lettered by veteran letterer Marshall Dillon. Additionally, covers by a multitude of artists, including Sora Sung, Mike DiBalfo, Enzo Fernandez, Richard Ortiz, Jamie Tyndall, Mike Crone, Sun K, and others. There are many items that thrill and delight you. The campaign will offer comic books of a limited nature, cards, prints of a limited nature, and merchandise, including a gorgeous fine art print and a patch set that's being offered from the past.
Nice, for a battle vest. Nice.
Battle vest. You know, if we do announce a Sworn Fest 2026, and I'm not saying we would or we wouldn't, but man, getting that battle vest would get you ready for that event, I'd say.
And what's so great about this book too, that this is the first book, the opening salvo, the very first edition of the new Coffin Launch era of Coffin Comics.
That's it. And you know, here's the truth. We can't do it alone, and Coffin Comics has never been able to do it alone. Our community rises up, rises together, and helps bring all these things to life. This tour that you had, seeing Coffin Comics HQ, in so many ways, this building belongs to our sworndom, and we do invite them to come and to enjoy it because it is their dedication that has really made it possible. So if you're watching this, I cordially invite you right now to stop what you're doing and RSVP for our launch at coffinlaunch.com and be part of the madness. I think Billy summed it up perfectly. Like, strangely, we're very positive people, but we do really, really dark comics. That's just how it came out. I don't know what else to say.
It's great, and it works, and it's wonderful. And again, you are truly one of the great ambassadors of comics. You're a modern day Stan Lee, and everything you have, all the success that Coffin Comics has achieved and attained, it's well deserved. And you are an inspiration to all of us. And I want to thank you for coming here. I know how busy you guys are. And it, like I said, it really is an honor. And again, I'm just so proud of you, and I'm just so happy. You really.
Thank you so much, Billy and Nile. I am blushing. You're kind of making me like, oh, I'm feeling good about myself right now. I love it. And look, I've loved your guys. I love your friendship. I love everything you've done to support what we're up to. And Billy, our friendship through 3 decades has just been a wonderful one, even though it's been filled with ups and downs for both of us. We certainly always do it with a smile on our face and a big high five at the end of the day. So
there's no other way, right? We're not going to go bitching and crying. It's like, all right, well, if something goes wrong, we'll just pick yourself up and dust yourself off. And okay, what's next?
Literally, that's it.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Brian. Nile, do you have any parting shots? Anything? Any last words before we let Brian go and then talk about you, Brian? Because we're going to be talking about this. So
we are going to be talking about this. Just how inspirational! I love it. Like, I just want to like shut everything down and just work on my creations. And man, it's so cool what you put together. It really is like your own little Disney World. You know, your own little Coffin verse. And I'm so proud of everything you've done and what you've done for the indie community. I mean, anyone watching this who has a dream, like, you can make it happen. There's going to be ups, there's going to be downs, but if you keep being persistent, look at what Brina Pulido did.
Yeah, that's the key. And if I had a message for anyone out there in the creator community, is just keep going. There's going to be a lot of challenges, a lot of ups, a lot of downs, a lot of things don't go your way. Hey, a lot of things don't go my way to this day. And that's just the nature of it. But I don't really spend a lot of time on that part. I just pick myself up, like Billy says, and I just keep going. My dad gave me 2 pieces of advice that I hold to this day. My dad being a World War II veteran and me being a boomer age person. First one is, make it happen. my father's answer to everything, good, bad, or indifferent, was make it happen. That was the one that really, really stuck with me. And now, for whatever reason, I'm forgetting what the second one was, but it's probably going to be something like, yeah, I don't know. Make it happen.
Well, like I said, again, as you as a young man growing up in Long Branch, New Jersey, or in the area, going to the haunted mansion of Long Branch, and now you've taken it to a whole nother level. Right, the haunted mansion Long Branch may have burned down back in 1984 or whatever, but you know the spirit of it lives within you, your creativity, your genius, and man, like I said, just thank you. That's just really thank you for everything, because I wouldn't be here if it weren't for you.
I don't think that's true. I know that Billy Tucci would have always found a way, but I thank you so much for acknowledging me in that way. And really, we are two souls that like passed and connected early on. We had chemistry, and we've always cheerleaded each other. So, you know, that's what's up, man. So I thank you so much for coming out today, seeing this tour. I do hope that it provides a source of inspiration for people out there just trying to make it all happen. And just remember what Joseph Pulido said, make it happen.
Make it happen. And we will see you, Brian, next week, Thursday, February 6th, 2025 at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. Figure it out. You're all learned people.
8 p.m.
And we will all be there to be amongst the first people to support Lady. Well, you do it. Support what? What do we support?
Lady Death, Savage Reign. Be there. Be part of the madness that is Coffin Comics. Get online with us at 5:30, 1/2 hour earlier on YouTube and Facebook, where we're going to do a launch party, and we're just going to count it down together. Thank you so much for attending this tour. And all I got to tell you is, you've been great. I've been Brina Pulido. Slay you later.
Sworn. Later, brother.
How incredible, man.
Just right? How great.
How incredible. Oh my gosh.
Right? What
dude, oh my gosh.
This is what it's about, people.
This is what it's about.
This is what it's all about. Right? Medico 2026, bro.
Yes, Medico 2026. She on forever.
Yeah, Scala's coming to San Diego Comic-Con now for the first time ever this year. Things are looking up all across not just across the fruited plain, Scala, across the world.
Preach it.
2025, the world has turned a corner.
I'm telling you,
positivity is reigning. Happy days are here again.
They are. And you know what? You gotta, there's so many great creators out there, but Brian, man, he has just truly taken his own universe in his hands. He has kept it clean. He has kept it clear. Yeah. I mean, if you want to follow a creator, and I know we follow a lot of independent creators, but you really got to take time to watch what he's doing. He's kept his nose clean. He's kept his books good. He's built a universe that is just, but he's really a triumphant.
But he's never compromised his values, his vision. Right, he's never fallen to the wayside of those. He
didn't fall into the traps, bro. He didn't fall into the traps.
No, he didn't fall into no traps. He if he just like ran over them traps and buried them traps,
destroyed them,
destroyed the traps,
destroyed them.
Like he really is. He's a fucking king, man. That guy.
Dude, really that is awesome.
And his wife, the fair Francisca, whom you've never met, have you, Nile?
Not in person. We've had many times on streams. She's a former Connecticut gal.
Yep.
But yeah.
Let's see. Let's all get together.
I'll see her at San Diego.
Yeah, you'll see her. Let's see if we can all get together for some drinks or something with them.
Definitely.
It's just again, I love that, man. I love that whole family. I love the entire Coffin Comics crew. And I've been friends with them for so long. Yeah. And, I remember, like I said, the ups, the downs, and there's been real bad
bankruptcies. There was, I mean, it's public. I mean, there was some things they went through, but they made it happen.
Yeah, but he's like a phoenix that he's risen again. As I was saying with, that Chaos Comics that became a victim of the downfall, of the collapse of comics. Again, he was a major publisher. We survived, I think, because we were always small. It was always me and Deb, and some freelancers and maybe two people working for us. So we were able to skirt that and survive. And because I'm an artist too, that I was able to work for Marvel and DC, that sort of thing. But, like someone like him, he was all in for Coffin, as he should have been, for Lady Death, for Chaos Comics. as you should, as I wish I did too, though, in a way, now thinking about it, the way Marvel and DC treats you and the mainstream treats its creators. But he then rose up from that. And still to this day maintained his vision. He's never compromised. Is that Benny or Carter?
That's Carter.
Hey, Carter, where'd he go? So, just again, and he's inspired me. And if I could share something,
yeah, definitely.
What that's brought us to this, and I just, just to say, the She Gatecrasher. We've been live for 12 days. This campaign, it's a very short campaign. It's less than 28 days. It's like, it says 28 days, but it's really 27 and a half. We are now at 999 backers. And it features Lady Death. It features Miss Fury. It features Usagi Yojimbo and some of the world's greatest Indian public domain characters. And I want to thank Brian that I contacted Brian. We've done things in the past. What is that? What is he doing there? What is that?
It's his dog.
Is his dog?
They just got back from swimming. That's
Look
Claire.
That.
All right, come on, we're on the air. We're live. We're
you
live.
Know, Carter, you need a real dog, Carter.
Oh, well, we're waiting.
You want a puppy?
We're waiting. Oh, now he's here. Okay, so Carter's here, everybody.
That's it. We're gonna have my dog Asha is gonna have puppies maybe in like September or October. Is that Benny back there now?
We're in. Oh, that's Benny. Twins, everyone.
There you go. So I want to thank you guys again. We are one backer away from 1,000 backers on Kickstarter alone. Our Indiegogo, we are approaching $95,000 on Indiegogo. We're over $76,000 on Kickstarter. And if I can, now
do it.
That you made.
I like making videos.
Scala directed and produced and edited this video.
You're here.
What's up, everybody? Billy Tucci here, and I am so proud to announce our latest original graphic novel, She Gatecrasher. In Gatecrasher, Anna Ishikawa, allied with Ran, my original concept for She, finds herself trapped in comic book time and must battle through a cartoonist's history to find her way back to her daughter, Otaru. Starting in 1938, Gatecrasher will take the reader on an amazing adventure across comics' incredible decades, trends, and genres that includes war, westerns, horror, apes, Nazis, space chicks, superheroes, romance, robots, dinosaurs, commies, cartoons, crime, bad girls, zombies. Along the way, the pair will stand side by side with the world's greatest indie and public domain heroes before coming face to face with Brina Pulido's iconic Lady Death. Sworn! Written by J.C. Vaughn and illustrated by me, Leandro Oliveira, and Hi-Fi Color Designs Brian Miller, She Gatecrasher is literally the destroy all monsters of comic book characters that features variant covers by Stan Sakai, Art T-Bear, Rini Strinkalski, and the legendary Rob Liefeld. So please join us on this fantastical four-color adventure. I want to thank you for over 30 wonderful years in comics, and I know you're just going to love Gatecrasher. I'll see you in the funny books. My goodness, right?
Oh, amazing. Can we talk about this book?
Can we talk about this book? I mean, I guess. I don't know. Should we?
I have had the inside scoop, and I got to tell you, man, I'm excited.
Well, I'm
excited.
I'm so excited. If you saw, we had our last writers meeting for script.
Yes.
With J.C. Vaughn. Basically, the story is by me, J.C. Vaughn, and with Stephen Peros, because Stephen Peros, the writer of the Return of the Warrior trilogy, came in with just so much stuff that turned this fun romp, this fun adventure into something really powerful, and a lot of substance to it, and a lot of emotion. And we had a great writers meeting today. And I'm wondering later on down the road, maybe we should release that as a show, because we had a meeting and we were recording it. Our meeting that we do. And I am just so excited about this book, Nile.
I'm excited for it. I mean, it's such a fun, like you said, a fun little romp. No, but the fact of like what was put together, right? The thought of some of these forgotten characters, right? That just really haven't seen pages in respect that they're given in this book.
Yeah.
It's just, man, dude, I'm so pumped
Yeah.
to like read the final script when it's
well,
ready.
here's the big
Like, it's just fantastic. And you know me, I've read stuff and I'm like, man, I got ideas, dude. Like, oh, this and that, right? But it's like,
you helped us out a lot. You helped change our ending.
It
Thank
just
you.
like is so inspiring. And I think maybe we should consider releasing some of the classified Gatecrasher documents.
I think we definitely
Because
should as videos.
you know what it is? It is for those out there that are wondering how the process works, for how do people come up with these things? How do they do it? It helps. And like I said, dude, I was like inspired, and I dusted off Medico and have just been reworking the treatment.
Yeah.
And
like even this with this glorious cover by Rini Strikalski. You have Ryan and Ran and she, and they're battling all these, the world's greatest public domain heroes, including Phantom Lady, Black Terror, Miss Fury, Blue Beetle, the original one, the original Daredevil, will all partake in this. But the story, the heart of the story, look at this great cover by Rob Liefeld. You kidding me, man?
What?
It's just 500 copies. That's it. That's it, broing.
And he gave you hands.
Everybody, and we found a way. If you watch the video, we found a way to put Popeye the Sailor Man.
Whoa!
Yeah, so Popeye is gonna make his comic book public domain debut.
Yes.
But the real heart of the story here is Anna and Rand and the relationship between the two of them. Because when I created Rand back in 1990, she was basically a one-dimensional character. I was very inspired by late 90s Marvel. And then when 92 came around, I was still developing Rand. The image explosion truly inspired me. But I felt like I was following the trends, if you will. And then the more research I did, the character then morphed or evolved into the character that we all know as she. The thing, though, is that with Rand is that Rand came first, and she's never existed. So there's gonna be a lot of tension and all between Anna and Rand, because Rand is guiding Anna through all the various. They have to go through these doors, through these gates, if you will, to get Anna home. And then this animosity starts building between the two of them, because Rand is like, "What about me? Why haven't I ever existed? Why do you get a chance to go home? I never had a home. I'm still 22 years old. You're now a 45-year-old woman with a family, And then Anna's like, well, you don't know what I've had to sacrifice. You don't understand what it's like to have a family, to have a daughter, I don't know if you want this." And it's so much. It's really emotional. I get emotional thinking about drawing these panels. Usagi Jimbo comes in at a very poignant part and gives some really great sage advice to Anna, and talking about creativity and create her own books, because a lot of them, these characters, they come before they come to Usagi, they're in a world of all these public domain characters, all these characters that were forged by these amazingly talented creators that for the most part the world has forgotten.
Yes, forgotten in time.
Yeah. So we know who created Miss Fury, but the average person doesn't. We know who's created the original Daredevil, the original Blue Beetle, but the world does not, And what we're going to do is we're going to explore all of that. And here's my very first drawing of the character that became she from 1991 when it was Rand. And that's our next stretch goal with Indiegogo and Kickstarter. So for Kickstarter, the goal is now it's our $80,000 stretch goal. So we're less than $4,000 away from that. On Indiegogo, it's our $95,000 stretch goal, which we're like $2,000 away from.
Yeah.
So this is such a crazy epic adventure. And I got to tell you, Scala, the way the book's going, I don't know if there's going to be any room for a cover gallery.
Really?
Yeah, it just might be
Wow.
56 pages of story and art because I'm just having so much fun. I'm just making these double page spreads.
Dude, you know what it is though? It's like you've got this. You literally have, for the gamers out there, notice you have an open world. Like you're using characters in this book, the story plot. I mean, who the hell, right? Like, what an opportunity that you found a way to take your first concept and bring it in. 25 years later. No, actually, no, 30, almost 30 years later.
Yeah.
You were able to bring in a concept that you thought of that obviously launched the world sensation that is
Right.
she.
Yep.
But it's like, how fun is that? And doing the research, like we were talking about, was it Stardust the Super Wizard, right? But what's fun about these public domain characters and these superheroes is that when they were writing them, it's like in this issue, if they wanted them to do this, they could do it, right?
Yeah.
And like there was no like set abilities. So you can actually take all these public domain characters and kind of do what you want with them because that's how they were used, 80 years ago, 85 years ago.
Yes.
Just absolutely incredible and such a fun play on events and decades.
And we also exploring, Matt Stapleton, my buddy Matt Stapleton. Thank you very much, pal. Good to see you. About to talk about the thing that ran. We'll see. If you guys want more Ran, we have a lot of Ran. Nile made a what if cover.
Yes.
We had a great show last week with Terry Moore, featuring Terry Moore, that what if he had went with one of his other properties? I'm not going to say the name of it. Titles as opposed to Strangers in Paradise. How different would his world have been? And we explore this in Gay Crasher too, is how different would my world be? Would my life be had I went with Ran originally as opposed to she? And I'm pretty happy about it. Rand's not happy about it. And how different everything would be. I talk about that with Brina Pulido, that, Brina Pulido decided to do Lady Death. Lady Death came out. It was such a huge success. It sold out. Everybody didn't want to miss out on the next Lady Death. And I think that's why She, that came out 3 weeks later, everybody grabbed She. Right?
I disagree.
Well, we'll see about that.
Because as a young comic reader, Billy,
now,
because we are a bit, there's a little bit of an age gap, but we're still best friends forever.
Well, yeah, best friends.
But best friends, BFFs. But I got to say, man, as a 10-year-old scallywags, going into Card Castle on East Main Street in Meriden, Connecticut.
Is that Richie's store?
No, that's Richie's Comic Cabana. Card Castle is literally right around the block. I used to walk there all the time.
Oh.
I saw that cover, and I said to the guy, which I think his name was Jay, I was like, "What is that? What is that?" And he's like, "Oh, that's She. It's a new book by Billy Tucci." I was like, "Oh, that's a dumb name, Billy Tucci." I was like, "I'll check the book out anyways." Dude, it was eye-catching.
Did Jay say, well, are you still friends with Jay? Do you still see Jay? Is Jay still with us?
Dude, I haven't seen that guy since like 1997.
So is that true? You guys called him Gay Jay?
Gay Jay, yeah.
No, yeah.
Gay Jay. Or they called him Clenched Jaw. Just be careful if you went in the bathroom. But anyways, it was just a great... it was really an eye-catching cover at the time. It really was.
Yeah. Well, I am so excited, and I want to go into. Let's go to Coffin. Nile, can you bring up Coffin Comics, or should I do it?
If you give me a
Coffin
second,
Launch. Let me see if there's Coffin Launch.
There is a Coffin Launch site. The link is in the description below.
There we go. Coffin Launch. So I can share it right now.
All right.
I just had my first drink, drinking this scotch.
Hey, I'm drinking some ammunition, bro.
Oh, I'm gonna have a little more because I haven't drank since like a few days after New Year's.
What's this? What's this?
I don't know. It's nice to have a drink. Anyway, Coffin Launch, guys. Here we have it. CoffinLaunch.com. 8 days and 37 minutes remain to the launch of Lady Death.
That is the way to go.
Savage Reign #1.
It's evolution, Billy.
What?
It's evolution.
It is evolution. So look at this. So I signed up already. I'm on the PC now. But if you look at it, look at these campaigns: Savage Reign, RSVP, La Moretta, Nemesis #1, coming soon. Hey, guess what? There may be a character that is new to the La Moretta universe debuting in that book. I'm not saying I don't know, but there could be. How to log in. He's got a YouTube page, how to step by step with Jailbird Jordan on how you can sign up to Coffin Launch and how it works. It's basically Brian's own Kickstarter.
It is. It's
And
his own
but it cuts
crowdfunding
out all the
platform.
middlemen.
Which
So-
is kind of, like I said, evolution, because if you think about it, you know, it's like comics, right? You went through publishers, then you went indie. Like, it's the right move for him to make is,
It
you
is.
know, obviously you got your legalities and everything, and, you know, you're going to pay your dues or whatever, but why not bring more money to the production?
Why
right?
not?
Like Crusade Launch, you know, I don't know. It's got a ring to it, you know?
Well, like Backer Kit, Kickstarter, Indiegogo, they take a sizable amount.
They do.
And
But they need to.
Yeah, they need to, right? And there's nothing wrong with it. I'm a big fan of them. And I get it. I'm a capitalist. But that 10, 12%, 15% that you're saving by building your own crowdfunding platform, you could put that into the books.
Yeah.
And make things for the fans and make it a lot easier for fans.
Yeah, and and as you know, people don't realize that's a decent chunk. You know, you look when you see these numbers like, oh, someone did $200,000. That's great. Now take all their fees out.
Yes, take the fee. That's it. And the bigger
that's
the
a
money,
whole
the
other
bigger...
book. Those fees there, that pays for a whole nother production of another book.
Yep, it sure does. It sure does. And it's great. You know, it's a great idea, concept. Our buddy Luke with why am I blanking on what's Luke's company? Fun by Comic.
Oh, Fun by Comic.
Yeah, Luke is great. He's a new one. We have to talk to Luke because we'd like to bring in our omnibuses have been blowing out.
Really?
So we're thinking about it's amazing how our omnibuses are about 3 years old, right?
Yep.
3 years and 2 years
we
old.
started out 3 years ago with the omnibuses.
Yeah, people want them again. So we might contact Luke and let's do a campaign on Fun My Comic. It's like maybe a 30th anniversary celebration of She, sort of like a second chance. And they can get all of our prints. We'll do big print packages and stuff like that. So
yeah, that would be great.
Just wonderful. They're doing a great job. I'm so excited, Scala, that we are going. That you're coming to San Diego Comic-Con with us.
I am pumped.
I can't wait. Frank
to
Amazing, bro.
Me and Frank Amazing are heading out, and it's gonna be a good time. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to mingling. You know me, I weasel into things. You know,
so we're gonna weasel into. Are you gonna go to parties? Like, because I'll see you,
dude. I walk
nights,
around and I'll be like, oh, Stevie Sobalski. Okay, cool. Let me go talk to him. Next thing you know, I'm bar hopping with Stevie Sobalski and all these.
Dude, guys. You will, because so we get together with an intimate dinner with the Pulidos and Jimmy and Amanda every year, and then we have, it seems to be always have dinner meetings and stuff, but for sure, well, we'll be drinking at night. We'll be getting together at least at the end. But Saturday night, Stephen Peros's Greek dinner.
I want to attend that.
You got it. Well,
at least one of them. Come on.
You got to go to that. You and Frank Amazing. Get the great Renzini if he's not getting up and leaving too early in the morning to go to bed.
I can't wait to talk to Renzini and be like, hey, bro, I know you might want to hook up with some chicks. So, you know, we're going to give you space. I'm just going to sit on the other bed and watch you. You know, just let me watch.
But what we do is that we all go to dinner, you know, and then we end up meeting at the pool. At the Marriott's got a great pool, fire pits, and we bring some cigars. Uncle Isaac will be there. Peros will be there.
Oh, Isaac's going?
Yeah, Isaac's going.
Oh, I love Isaac.
Solof's going. And then
is Soloff renting the boat?
What?
Soloff getting his boat?
Solof's renting the boat. Soloff rents a yacht.
Nice. Didn't Renzini do the boat last year?
Yeah, but he doesn't want to do the boat anymore.
Nah.
It's too far away, I think.
I don't know. Maybe so-and-so made it rock a little too much, you know? Who knows?
Maybe so. Maybe
Who
so.
knows?
Who knows? But we're gonna have a great time. We get in Tuesday night. I think we're gonna take my buddy Keith Bos. Tuesday night, we're gonna take my buddy Keith Boski's widow, one of my best friends who passed away, to dinner. And then, of course, then the show doesn't start the next day till 5, bro. So come on.
Yeah, well, I was going to fly. Oh, so maybe we should fly in Tuesday.
If you fly in Tuesday night's the fun night. That's Tuesday night and Saturday nights are the real fun nights.
All right, so maybe we'll fly in. Maybe I'll try to fly in like Tuesday. What's that? So maybe like noon. Maybe I'll get in around noon.
Yeah, if you can. That's when we set up. So we get in Tuesday, usually around 12. My buddy Paul, We ship our stuff to Paul. Paul brings it to us. We set up the booth. We're all done by hopefully 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. Then we go to dinner. That's usually Debbie and mine's date night. So we'll have a date.
Yeah, we can sit at the table next to you. Don't worry.
Yeah. You can.
What? You know what's fun about this is like we're talking about it's like this is until July.
I know. Yeah, we got. So then Wednesday night, the show ends at 8. The show ends at 8 or 9 on Wednesday night, preview night. Then we go to a place called the Lion's Share because it's open really late and it's all this game dinner. Aaron Lopresti had the wild boar bolognese. They have elk, pheasant. It's all wild game and it's extraordinary.
Moose tenderloin? Do they have moose tenderloin?
I don't remember that.
I like moose tenderloin.
I think they have moose knuckles though.
I like moose knuckles.
But so then Thursday night, let's see what's Thursday night's usually our dinner with the Pulidos.
Can I go to that? Can I go to that dinner with the Pulidos?
I don't know if you can go to that, but you could definitely go to Friday night dinner.
Why can't I go to dinner with Pulidos?
It's usually just us and the Pulidos and Jimmy and Amanda and Terry and Robin Moore and
so you're basically like Nile.
Jeff,
you can go to any dinner that's not the dinner that I have planned because you're not a married couple that's been in the industry for 30 years.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
But I can get a table next to you guys.
And we go to Roy's. We usually go to Roy's, but Debbie wants to try someplace new for that. Then Friday night, you're in Friday night because that's when Lopez joins us. Aaron Lopresti goes. Sola found this great Mexican restaurant. It was a feast. A feast of a good time with friends. Then Saturday night's the Greek dinner, right? That we have with the men's night with cigars. We go to Athens Market Taverna. It's grown to be like 15, 20 men. No girls allowed. Except for one time Anna, the Star Wars girl, was like, "Where are you?" And I'm like, "Oh, we're having this." Like, "Oh, that's right around the corner." And she showed up. But nobody complained that Anna showed up after dinner.
Of course. Why would they?
Yeah. Why would you complain if she shows up?
Yeah.
And then, so we close that place and then we head back to the Marriott to chill at the pool and have more cigars. Nice. And hooch. Because we go Saturday or Isaac goes or I go usually like Wednesday morning. Well, basically I set up the booth. And then Debbie screams at me about setting up all the tables. So I just leave and I go to Ralph's and I'll buy booze and stuff like that.
Well, I just have to say, you say to Brina Pulido, I'm the little brother you never wanted. And Billy, I'm the little brother you did want.
Yeah, because
I think I should go to dinner with you and Brina Pulido. And all of them
and Francisco.
with my man lover brother-in-law.
Yeah. Oh my God. POPXP, I missed the tour bus. Can I still buy a ticket? Heck yes. You can always buy a ticket,
go
brother.
Buy a ticket.
Brother Blevins. Brother Blevins needs a vacation, I think.
He does. He needs to go to San Diego.
He needs to come to San Diego.
Come to San Diego, Blevins. We're going. We're going.
Senor Sanchez, James, and his boy Jason join us too. So we got Mike Perros.
For Greek night?
Yes.
We're up to like 22 people, dude.
Well, I'll tell you right now, we have that I know of. If you guys come, it's going to be you and Frank, James and Jason, me, Soloff. JC Vaughn. JC Vaughn joins us.
Oh, JC Vaughn will go?
Yes, Steve Perros, Mike Perros, Steve Millendorf, our friend from high school, joins us. And a couple other guys, a couple other creatives join us. And it's a good time. But
I think Brian Blevins, our good friend, needs to go to San Diego this year.
I think Brian Blevins does need to go to San Diego.
I think Brian Blevins needs to leave his little nest for a few days and come to San Diego.
Agreed.
Should we have him come out and chat with us for a minute?
Yeah, is he home?
Blevins, I'm going to send you the link.
Send Blevins a link.
I'm sending Blevins the link. I'm sending it to your messenger, Blevins.
Yeah, I didn't send it. I didn't send it to him earlier today because I didn't know you were supposed to come on. So Brian's like, I'm just going to rip.
You did know I was coming on.
No, you said you had the kids and you were
I did, and then my wife, my beautiful, wonderful wife, was able to meet me where I was to relieve me from my
to relieve you. Look at this.
Relieve me.
I'm one backer away from 1,000.
Come on, someone back. Let's hit 1,000.
Do this
Come on,
for me.
let's do this. That's all I'm saying.
My God, Scala, what are you drinking? I'm gonna pour myself a little bit of scotch.
I'm drinking ammunition. Supposedly it's a new whiskey, but I'm out. I'm out.
I'm gonna stop sharing this real quick, and then I'm going to go get something to drink. I'm
trying to send you the link, Blevins. It's telling me to put a code in.
What?
Oh, you know what I'm gonna do? Hold on.
What are you gonna do?
I am gonna do this on my phone because I can send him the link.
Wait a minute. You guys have PCs. You can't do that. All right, I'm gonna get a drink. Debbie's getting.
No, you can't. You cannot leave. There's only 2 of us. You cannot leave. Do we? You know what? Let's bring Blevins on, then we'll both walk away and refill our drinks.
All right, let's have Brian, and Brian will take over the show.
Hopefully, he's not listening.
No, he's not listening. He's
got to have some stuff he can show people that he's selling.
He doesn't watch our shows.
He's got to have something. Blevins!
What's up?
Hey, Blevins, you got any merchandise you can show that you're selling? Because we're about to leave for a second to refill our glasses. That's cool. Shit. All right, Brian, talk to our audience. We'll be right back.
Be right back.
I knew it wasn't going to work.
No, really, seriously. Talk.
All right, I'll talk to everybody. Hey, how's it going, everybody?
What's up, Dr. B?
Blevins here. I got Teen Sensation over here. I want to let you guys know of this amazing story from the show the other day. I was watching The Professionals, and it was here on the POPXP, the only place really that Professionals is as awesome as it normally is. But they were talking about fan interaction, like all the interactions they had with all their crazy celebrities that they have met over the years. And Billy tried to, do the whole Ben Stiller's dad joke again. But anyway, I have a real story like that, and I'm going to share it with you right now. I went to Wizard World, and I made all these plans to go meet somebody that I wanted to work with forever and a day. And his name rhymes with Willie Sushi, okay? And I made this amazing plan. We flew out there, made all these plans, met up with him, went and got drinks. I don't even drink, but we went and got drinks, talked about everything, all the stuff that was going on. He was talking about the She movie, which was about to be happening with old Tia Carrere. Man, things were just the best. We're gonna go to the
Lies.
movie. We're gonna go watch a movie.
And snuggle.
We had talked about duck hunting because we have a bunch of duck hunting here in Arkansas. So I'm like, hey man, you're gonna come do some duck hunting? He's like, oh yeah, man, we're gonna shoot a bunch of ducks. Awesome. Got all this information. Everything was good. Never heard from Billy again.
That's what Billy does.
Later, when COVID hits, Billy starts blowing up like crowdfunding with all this incredible return of She, which was absolutely fantastic, which is almost exactly what I wanted to work with him on. And we became really good friends. We're all really good friends. Me, Billy, Nile, best of buds. Hold hands, sing songs together. It's awesome. Best of friends. But Billy still doesn't remember, and I spent a whole day and a half with him. And I talked to him on the phone. Still doesn't remember me. So,
what were you wearing?
At which point?
Cut, something with a collar. If you had a low cut, he would remember you.
Maybe if I showed a little chest.
Bro,
hair.
You look like you had the most stressful day ever.
Dude, it's been horrible. It's been a crazy day. As most of you may not know, I reopened my game store, which is www.thegamestore.com.
Largest game store.
Say what?
You're the man. Had the largest
thegamestore.com. So we have been just absolutely just killing it when it comes to Warhammer, Magic the Gathering, collectible card games, miniature games, board games, comic books, the whole 9 yards. So we have this huge game store now, and been putting everything together. But this week, everybody's out of everything. Pokemon has blown up. Everybody's out of
what's
Pokemon.
going on with that? I'm watching videos on Facebook and TikTok. People like punching each other in the face.
Dude, it is wild. It is wild. We had to, in order to make sure we put this big giant gate across our front windows so no one would break into the store. Oh yeah. And
that's crazy.
Again, everybody loves Pokemon, and they're trying to get these Pokemon decks, and the retail price on them is $55, but the actual market price for them is like $120 to $150.
Well, you told me you're going to send me like 4 boxes, and I still don't have them.
Well, I was going to send you 2. I was going to send you 1 for each of your kids, but then you said your kids didn't want Pokemon.
Oh yeah, I got like 5 kids now, bro.
Yeah,
I'm going to resell them on eBay. Levins, I have an important question.
Crazy. So I've just been buying a bunch of rare video games lately. Trying to buy some rare comic books.
You're ignoring me.
I didn't hear what you said. I'm sorry.
I have a big question for you, dude.
Yeah, what's up, man?
Are you coming to San Diego?
Come to San Diego.
It's pronounced San Diego. When
are you coming to San Diego?
When does that take place?
Steve Houston's gonna be there.
It's like July. What is it?
I've been meaning to go for a while, especially my birthday month.
Calendar. It's like July 20-something to July 20. Billy, when's San Diego?
I think it's the 22nd to the 27th.
We should come. I have a dinner set up with Dave Olbrich. I've got dinner set up with my good friend, last name McFarlane. I don't know if you guys know about him.
Did you know today is Wo's birthday?
I did. I wished him a very happy birthday.
I tried to call him to wish him a happy birthday. He didn't answer.
He didn't answer my call either.
Too early. Huh?
He texted and said, "Is this Nile Scala?" I said, "Yeah," and I just replied back with an "FU." Bitch.
Whose birthday is it?
Dave Olbrich.
David Olbrich.
Dave, good old Dave.
God bless.
I love Dave. Dave's a good guy.
Hey,
has he been doing his YouTube?
I think Dave's having a hard time with the election, though. He's not too happy.
Nah, probably not.
Hey, can I make a major announcement right now on POPXP that no one knows?
Yes.
Super major announcement. So I have been doing this thing with you guys and backing these crowdfunding books and being set up in crowdfunding ever since you got in here. And of course, there's no way that you can't get wrapped up in the hype and how incredible that doing all these books and these stories are. So I want to let everyone know that the script for Dead Race is complete.
No.
And I am now in the search for an artist, and I hope that by the end of this year you will be able to witness the story that is Dead Race. It is a phenomenal story. I'm not just saying that. It is nothing but fun. You have everything that you would want out of something like this. It's going to be incredible. But just know that it's going to happen, and the first 2 people that I have to thank to help get me motivated to do it is Teen Sensation Billy Ducci and Nile Scala.
Dude, that's fantastic. Talk about it. What is this? What is
Dead Race, bro?
Well, Dead Race. All right. So what has happened is the zombie apocalypse has came and gone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They managed to kind of tone down the spread of the zombie apocalypse. They managed to put all the zombies into a certain area, a certain group. And now it's time for them to start rebuilding the world. It's time for them to start rebuilding. So now corporations are starting to rise. Leaders are starting to form. And, people are in power are starting to do things kind of like how the old ways were. And, there's a group of people that don't want it to happen that way. But basically every year they allow these people to do this race through the area where all the zombies are at. And, the winner of the race wins something.
It's like a Burning Man thing, right? Like Coachella or something.
Yeah.
Event, right?
Coachella. But, they have these amazing vehicles that they have built over the course of the year to get out there and try to make their way across the sands to complete the Dead Race. And hey, how's it going? And that is what the story is. The story is about, the rise of the political beast. When he's first turning his head to show the power, try to claim the power that has been gone for so long, and the group of people who are fighting against it, and how hard it is for people who just imagine that they're in power to fight the people that don't know that they're the ones that have the power the whole time.
Okay.
So
sounds like America.
Dead Race.
Starring Machine Gun Joe.
Starring Billy Tucci.
Billy Tucci's doing a design.
Yep. Billy Tucci has his own
Did you talk to my buddy George at all? Did you contact George? I put that little.
He contacted me. He contacted me and he goes, "Hey, let's set up a plan to talk on Friday." And I said, "Okay." And then when Friday came around, he goes, "Hey, let's make a plan to talk on Wednesday." And I said, "Okay." And then on this past Wednesday, he goes, "Hey, let's make a plan to talk on Friday."
And then what happened?
Sorry. And now we're supposed to talk this Friday.
Excellent. He's a great guy. I just sent him and my artist and inker some corrections. We made a major change to Gatecrasher. Thanks to Stephen Perros and JC Vaughn. So I'm like, can you
Scala.
On this page? If I gotta pay extra, I don't care. But fixed it, change this. So
is it the budget? The budget to it kind of dropped down a little bit, so you couldn't afford a big gate. So now it's Fence Crasher. Like it's just
like Stonehenge.
Instead of a big gate, now it's just a picket fence.
Spinal Tap with a dwarf, and Stonehenge is in danger of being crushed by a dwarf.
And then we were looking for 10,000 red M&Ms. So Ozzy wouldn't go on stage that night.
Yes, Admiral Whack Ass. First of all, excellent. What's that called? Avatar. Just caught up to the end of the tour. Man, what a great dude Pulido is. You too, Tucci. Bow. And I bow to you, my friend.
My kid just will not go away.
That's awesome, dude. Wait,
this is why we go live at 9.
Next thing you're gonna know, you're gonna blink, and your son is.
You see Uncle Billy and Uncle Blevins?
Yeah.
Next thing high.
Man, that is some red hair, dude. That is some red hair.
That's Connor. Bill Evans, it's Connor.
Yeah, it's Connor. It's Connor.
It's like, wait, your kid's name's Carter? I thought it was Connor.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, we've been
I've been saying Connor this whole time.
Like I said, make a blink, because next thing you know, they'll have girlfriends, they'll be driving, and like my son, you got to travel all the way to Pennsylvania to watch either him beating the shit out of somebody else's kid or somebody else's kid beating the shit out of your kid.
Wow. Whoa. Good times. Dude,
saying.
Blevins, I'm pumped, man. I want to see this book happen.
Yes.
Dude. Yeah, it was pretty good.
Brian, I got to ask you a question.
Ask me a question.
I put you up with someone I know who's a rep of great artists and stuff,
Yep.
but who is your dream artist on this project?
My dream artist?
And also, are you going to script it yourself? Do you have somebody else scripting it for you? Tell us. Let's go deep. Let's talk about the script first. The writer.
I have had a. I don't want to say I've had a blind side, but I mean I just can't. I can't get the idea of the script layout in my head, right? So I mean, I can't figure out how the script layout ends up going. So basically, I just put like this guy says this guy says this. This is kind of what happens in that area, and I put what I think is supposed to go there, but it's obviously not really how the format is traditionally done. So I need to figure out they're full. Look at that. I got that thing right there.
Jimmy had a dinner tonight. Jimmy, you missed a great show with
Jimmy,
Brian.
come on the show. Come on.
Yeah, so
send Jimmy the link if he wants to pop in and say hi.
Jimmy, come on.
So I wanted my script to be right, and I had contacted some people to ask them if they wanted to read it. And there's, again, since I've been part of this, there's been a great amount of people for me to reach out to read this, but some of them have had some of them have had reservations about reading it because they don't want like to do something and it come off close to me and me be like, oh, well, they stole my idea or whatever.
No, that's very true. Yeah, that's
so
very true.
So anyway, I ended up, I've been talking with one of my favorite writers. Me and Nile both are huge Valiant fans.
Say his name.
Yeah, Kevin Van Hook, who created
great guy.
Created Bloodshot. I mean, wrote a bunch of Solar. Did a bunch of.
Blevins, hold that thought. I'm just gonna let Jimmy know. Jimmy, I'm gonna send it to your X account. All right, go ahead, Blevins. Sorry.
So anyway, I asked Kevin, had a long conversation with him, told him what I wanted to do. He wrote the script, and he went through, took what we had, and he put it in order and wrote it how it's supposed to be, fleshed out some of the characters, fleshed out some of the vehicles. And then, as we're doing this, we're going back and we're coming up with all these really amazing, like, wouldn't it be cool if this happened at this point? He's like, absolutely, let's do it, and puts it in there. But, you have to, the page count is really something, because when you're getting down to printing those books, like the price from 70 to 71 is pretty brutal, like going from 70 pages to 71.
To 71 pages?
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, like, going one more page, like adding the additional pages, depending on
you can't end your book on 71. You got to end on page 72 now.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I was saying.
You got to flip the page for the reveal or the epilogue.
Right, and then also managing to make sure that everything matches up for the 2-page spread, so they match up together, so you don't have like one half of a 2-page spread on one page and the other. There's a lot to it, which I think is what Nile and Mindy does for POPXP and for Crusade Comics. But yeah, again, it's I managed to get with Kevin Van Hook, and he is absolutely incredible. He's been 100% behind the story. He thinks it's a great idea. So
we need to get Kevin back on.
Yeah, Kevin needs to come back on.
Dude, there's nothing stopping you now from doing this book. Just like when Nile asked last week, he asked Terry Moore, what's stopping you from doing his new project? And Terry said nothing, right?
Yeah.
And so hopefully
Terry Moore is stopping him.
What? Fear!
Hey, Jimmy!
Hey,
what's up, guys? I just got home from dinner, Billy. So
what'd you
Jimmy,
have?
Holy crap! First of all, what do you think of me shaved?
I like it. I would put a little dye in that mustache so we
well,
can see
no,
it a little
okay.
better.
So I, if you guys can see, I do have I made him cut my mustache real small, like a twinge. So tomorrow,
That's
Debbie's
creepy.
got eyebrow pencil or something.
Yeah, a little shoe polish in there.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said I'm gonna put shoe polish on it. She's like, no,
Don't do that.
I have brown shoe
Don't do
polish.
that.
No, she goes, I got something for it, and then she's like, she's like, ew. Like,
Now listen to your wife. She's smart.
but just for tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, but Jimmy, holy crap! The tour that Brian took us on.
Oh yeah, no, I've experienced that tour. So
Yeah, remember we were on with Jay?
We're underachievers. We're underachievers next to that man.
But it's so inspiring, right? I mean, Scala saw it for the first time. Blevins was watching it, right? How? Like, here's a kid, like I said, from Long Branch, New Jersey.
Right.
A poor kid who came up, meets this beautiful woman. They become soulmates. They both have careers, and Brian has this dream of making comics, and she goes along with him, and they literally build this empire.
We're losers, man. We haven't figured it out.
My question for you, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Come on, Jimmy.
Yeah,
come on.
Jimmy. My question for you is though.
Yes.
Why didn't was it Screen Rant? Why isn't Brina Pulido one of the 50 most influential people in comics?
I think I took his spot at 38.
No.
So
Rich Johnson took his spot.
Rich Johnson is ahead of you, Jimmy.
Is ahead of you.
There's
Jimmy.
also they put David Hardy and his wife, even though they're promotion people, but if you look at it a different way, they're very important in comics. They do promotion and stuff. I think the list is one person's POV. I mean, if Billy, if you made a list of top 50, it would be a little different. If Nile made one, if Blevins made one, it'd be completely different. I would
Yeah,
be
but
in the
I
top
think
5, obviously, in everybody's
Well, I think
list,
if all of us did it, you'd be on that list, buddy.
I think I'd be on the
Number
top
one.
50 like
Number
Dude,
one.
how funny is it? Because I'm looking at it, I'm like, there's no way I'm on this list. And then I'm laughing. I'm like, wait, I beat both editor-in-chiefs of Marvel and DC. And I'm like, you know, I told Billy, I said, I'm gonna call them and say, I'm sorry, I don't have any work for you guys
Yeah.
at the moment. But you know, the list is kind of, I guess it's a fun list because it's conversation, right? It's you get to discuss. I mean, you can literally do a show where you break down that list, the top 50 list.
That would be a fun show, Nile, if we just bring up that list.
Yeah, because I mean, look who's in front of James Gunn. I'm like, that makes no sense. I mean, it's ridiculous, but I'm at 38, and that's all that matters in this house. You know, outside of that,
and you can always tell your wife that she's not on that list.
Well, no, I
a little uppity. You'd be like, well, guess who's? I don't see you.
She's the reason I'm on the list. She's the reason I'm on the list. I think
that's a great answer.
That's a great answer. You're like the money to the UK.
You're not in the top 50 most influential people in comics. You're the top 40. You're in the top 40.
Right.
Do they notify you about that, Jimmy? Like, do they say, "Hey, we're putting you in our list"? Or is
no. I didn't. Somebody sent it to me in a text, and I was like, "What is this?" You know. I think it's just. You know, I think it's just. Joel does that list, right? For Tripwire, Joel Meadows. Yeah. I think that's Joel's POV of who's important in comics and blah blah blah. But you know, I think, like I said, 50 people would have 50 different lists. But if you do a show where you break down each category, I'd love to be on it because it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun to do something like that. I think it's a good starting point, but I think there's a lot of people missing. Like Brian should be where I am, obviously. There's a couple other people I thought, you know, okay, they're not on this list, but you know, behind the scenes, they're very important people.
I wasn't on the list.
You know, I think someone mentioned to me that you're on the list. It's less about what you do, and it's more about, you know,
what you've done,
what you do for other people. And I'm just like,
yeah,
you know. Again, I remember sending a couple of dollars to somebody in London at one point. No, I'm kidding. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean my page rate went up $10. That's for sure.
Yeah.
You know, it just keeps going sideways or down.
But hopefully that'll change now. Hopefully.
Well, let me ask this: do you think as
I was about to ask you about that?
I'm sorry, Brian. Real quick, Jimmy.
Wait. Blevins was going to ask me a question.
I'm sorry, Brian. Good.
Well, I was just going to say, do you think that as, like, say in the next decade, as we continue to lose people, you know, which is just something that's inevitable, you know, it's just inevitable. Like,
the ones I murdered or the people that are just dying, like from old age?
Just dying.
Yeah, just saying, old age or accidents or something along those lines. You know, they've left their mark.
Sure.
But that list becomes changed as those boxes get ticked off, and you start to move up the list. Just, I mean, do you not think that
I think I was
as value to it after the fact?
Brian, I think I was last year. I was like number 10 or something last year. So I definitely moved down the list. But that makes complete sense. You know, look, as I murder other creators, I will be able. They just gave me the Deadpool list, who to go after to move up the list. I lived in this apartment building that had around 80 apartments, right, in Brooklyn, and they only had 20 spots downstairs. And they had a list. You got on the list, and as people moved out, you moved down the list to finally get a parking spot. And I thought, well, if I start murdering everybody, you know, I looked at the names, and I'm like, if I take these 6 people out, I'll have a parking spot in my building eventually. And I thought, well, that's the best Never Made Columbo episode ever. Yeah. But at the same time, it's what you're saying in a way. It's like if some people go away, but you know, you're gonna always have powerful people coming in. Like James Gunn is a very powerful person.
Yeah.
You know, and there's different people like David Hyde being on a list is interesting because he's powerful in the fact that he's one of the best PR people. He's one of the best. His company, Superfan, you know, they handle a lot of the big names getting press out there outside of the comics business. So everybody has an importance that may not be apparent right on the page.
Yeah.
But you know,
does David work with Rob Liefeld?
I don't know, but I know he
Rob,
works for.
Rob
I
was
work.
saying
I work with
he's
David every like sixth campaign. I pull out the big guns with David and have him promote. You know, he's not always available, right?
Yeah.
And he's the first guy to tell you, you know, I can't do it because I'm busy. I don't want to do it halfway. Let's figure it out for later. Great guy.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's
I
a
knew
great
him.
guy.
You know, I worked with him when he was at DC, so that's
Yeah.
how I knew him. But he's one of the good guys, you know.
Yeah.
But the list is, like I said, the list is a point of view, and it's something. You know, you guys, I see like there was Billy. I was talking about that magazine that said you were like in it twice, or you know, the top 10 and this and that. Again, another perspective of like, you know, Wizard magazine was a perspective. Joe was in it every month. I was in it like every other month. That's only because we took the ride up to Nyack.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And terrorize them. We'd say we could do a cover for you.
Yeah.
You know, and then it was like Garib was like, if you do a cover, I want the cover. You know, so it's like there's a lot of politics involved.
It was like absolutely like with Brian. I saw Garib. I think on the plane to San Diego, like '96. I'm like, what are you doing? Right. I'm like, you know, we hang out with him. Like, why don't we just go to dinner, you and I? Like, he's like, yeah. So Brian, I took Brian to dinner in San Diego. Right. Man, that got me another year.
You mean Garib?
Did you
Garib? Right, to Garib to dinner. You know, like, let's go. And we had a great time. And then we ended up at the Hyatt or whatever party it was or something.
Look, I could be bored, Billy. I mean, you know, shake my hand, make sure there's $100 bill in it.
Yeah.
Things go a little easier for you.
Just pay for dinner. Billy, did you pay for dinner?
No, actually, he bought me dinner. Actually.
Oh wow! Oh, nice.
Yeah, he I was trying to sound cool.
What does he do now? What does he do?
I don't know.
Garib, he does art.
Artist.
Yeah, he does artwork. He's
like a fine artist.
He also sells autographed celebrity cards.
Okay.
I saw him.
Yeah.
You know,
does he have like a booth or a table? He sells autographed cards.
I think he sells them online. I mean, you know, he's a hustler, right? He's always hustling some other thing, but he was doing art for a while. He had some stuff in a gallery in New York and in Miami, I think.
Yeah.
And he sold some pieces. It's like that he does that 3-dimensional paint art.
Yeah.
You know, where people like
expressionist art. Yeah, it's good stuff. Yeah, I wanted to sound cool that I took it. Nah, we were actually hanging out, and he's like, let's go out. And he bought me dinner. It was nice. So
yeah, I'm just hanging out with his dad. His dad used to make me laugh.
His mom too. They were just really sweet.
Yeah, his mom was really sweet, you know.
And their store was Wizard Comics. That was the
it was in
had a comic shop.
Yeah, yep. it was in I want to say Nyack, up in another part of Nyack, and up which is like right over the GW Bridge in New York, not too far. But you know, the more you played the game, the more you got in that magazine. I mean, we literally, Joe and I would go up there and we'd take the crew, the staff out for pizza and beers, you know, and it goes a long way. I also was the editor on the Black Bull books back then. So you know, the comic line that I was very proud of, that just didn't, you know, go anywhere past the publishing. I think Garib got out when he saw the sales on publishing. I think Wizard magazine back again would do very well right now.
I think so too. I would love if Wizard was back. I really enjoyed it.
If they came back, even just digitally on a website as a news site,
they did try that. Remember, they did try that, and people wanted it as a magazine.
It was the wrong time, though. It's the wrong time.
Well, everything's the wrong time until it's good, until it works, right? I think there's a nostalgia factor if you came back with Wizard and made it quarterly instead of monthly, and then put the price guide in the back again. I think it will get interest. You know, you can work with CGC and work out a new price guide. You know, it's like all these things you can do now that you didn't have back then.
Yeah. Do you guys remember Nile and Brian, like when Wizard 85 is coming out next week? Like, were you waiting for Wizard, and when it came, you bought it and all that? And...
Absolutely. Yeah. And they had like the special foil cards that you wanted to collect.
Yeah.
And if you missed one of them, and they sold out ahead of time, like there was no eBay. Well, eBay was there, but I mean, there was no you really didn't go on eBay to try to find those things. You had to wait for the next mall comic book shop or something to go.
I think the most insane I've seen collectors were the Valiant comics when that peaked. Yeah. Valiant. I remember because Amanda had a comic store and she said they had a flood and they used them all to throw on the floor. They had so many extra Valiant comics.
Oh no,
no.
You know, now I don't know if that's true or her just being a wise guy, but I know every comic shop is waiting for Valiant to come back on some level because they got 85 boxes of things that they're sitting on.
Yeah.
You know, but that was like, I felt like they were a company that just created collectibles, and it was less about the actual comics.
The one thing I didn't like about Valiant was that all their colorists, all their colors were yellow, orange, and green. That's what their books were. There was no purples.
Well, they didn't really do
They
the
loved
digital.
yellow, orange, and green. I just didn't like the color.
The best colorist they had was John Cebollero. Was the best colorist they had.
John, I didn't even know John.
When
John
Vision came out too.
John did Ninjak and he did Exo Zero, and it was so colorful.
Well, those were different. Yeah, then
it was John though. John was doing coloring for them. Yeah, they were like the, you know, I remember Vertigo used to use like 3 colors, like brown, more brown, and even more brown. You know, and all their comics, and I used to be like, is it costing them money, or did they get like a ton of brown ink that they're using?
They get a discount on brown.
A lot of brown, a lot of brown.
Man, hey, speaking of brown, Jimmy, you were just at the Original Art Expo in Orlando, which is held annually.
It was fantastic.
Yeah, really, very, very.
I got a nice piece of art signed by Kevin Nolan.
I
saw it. Look at
right,
that.
I put that on.
Wow.
But wait, even more. I picked up a couple of pieces from a buddy of all of ours. Are we allowed to show boobs, or we can't show boobs?
Yeah.
Show boobs.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's art boobs, right? So it's
Art
different.
boobs. It should be.
This was a cover from Joe.
Oh,
Lindsay.
look at that!
Oh, nice.
Wow.
I picked up.
Jesus.
So Joe.
What cover is that? What's that from, Jimmy? What is Joe?
I did it quick. It's from a book that's not out yet.
Oh.
But that was from my Kickstarter, Fantasima.
Very nice.
Wow.
And then this was also, he did 3 covers for Fantasima since it was 3 issues.
Wow.
That Joe is amazing. Look at this.
Oh wow.
Wow.
And then I did a book, Trigger Girl, and he did a cover for that.
Nice.
Very
This
nice.
guy's dying with a half a bikini in his hand. I love that he's shot. And then I picked this one up while I was there. It's a Betty Page.
Yeah, very nice.
Oh, he was real happy to see you.
So Joe does these in well, you know, Joe's got bills like everybody else, man. You know? I'd rather give the money to my friends.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Well, I love your tweet, your X post.
Ooh, look at that.
How about that one, Billy?
Oh yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Nice.
Very
he
nice.
did the
Deadly
background
Trio.
for the Deadly
deadly.
Trio and digitally. He did the background digitally. So this
Yeah,
is
because it would take him a month to do it. The way all the detail he puts in. If he did that, you know, with all the oh my god.
He's a monster. He's a machine, man. He's a guy that I don't think people realize how he sells his art, you know, very cheap, and I just think something's gonna click where people just gonna look for his art. The guy is just getting better all the time.
Yeah. You know what I think about? I think
Gotta go, Blevins.
Yep. Gotta go. They've already shut off all the lights and everything.
All right, brother. Good night. Talk to you tomorrow, bro.
Well, I mean, how long are you gonna be on for? I gotta go straight to the house. You gonna be on for
What
20
kind
minutes?
of
Well,
friend
see
are
if
you?
we're
I
on.
get
Come back on. You got the link.
Yeah, we'll
You're
be on for
supposed
another
to be
half
my
hour.
best friend, and you're leaving. I get on, and you're leaving.
Well,
dare
I
you.
mean, it sounded like I wanted to, but
Okay.
I'll be right back. Yeah, I'll be right back on then. Give me 15 minutes.
Go do your thing, buddy. Go do your thing.
All right, bye.
All right, take care. Who's that little guy?
That was Carter.
What's that? Those are my that's my son Carter.
Hey, Carter, how's it going, buddy?
Say hi to Jimmy. Say hi, Jimmy. Or Hiss.
Oh, you got Zilla, Carter?
And then Bennett's right there, my twins.
Oh, they're twins. Oh, that's awesome. What's going on?
All right.
All right,
guys.
what didn't Mom put you guys in a closet and lock it?
That's
What
what I
happened?
thought. That's what I thought. Well, that's why we go on at 9.
Yeah.
That's why we go
Yeah,
on
I
at
know,
9.
I know. But
is
Brian,
this past his bedtime?
Brian was ready to go at
No, it's not
4:30
their
his
bedtime
time.
yet.
We're like, okay.
Niall, which one is your favorite? You could tell us.
And I'm gonna do my gaming stuff.
There you go.
I don't
No,
have
I'm
favorite
joking.
son. I don't
I'm
have
joking,
favorite
I'm
sons,
joking.
but I don't have favorite sons, but I definitely have favorite nieces and nephews. I do.
Yeah, you know that changes with the years. Every couple of years, you swap. Like, oh, now I like this one, and that one's a pain in the neck.
Yeah. Well, I love the tweet you did showing Kevin Nowlin sitting there looking at Adam Hughes's portfolio. Like,
I mean,
how great is that? You know, like
so this was a show. This is their second one. It's OAX, and it's it's the guys that do the Comic Art Fans site, and it's an original comic art convention. So all it is art dealers and like 50 or 60 artists, and then a bunch of showrooms. Like they had one showroom had they had a tribute to Greg Hildebrand, so they had original Hildebrand paintings to show.
nice.
And then they did the history of blacks in comics, and they had some pages from first appearance of Black Panther and some of the stuff in the 70s. And then they had, it was like illustration art. They had a room that was all comic card art, and then the main room was all the creators sitting there and doing it's only 500 to 600 people, and it's one of the best conventions you can go to because everyone's there for the love of art, and it's social. So even like Friday night, the con's only Saturday and Sunday, but Friday night they have a open bar and food, and so everybody's eating in one big place. And
that's fun, man.
And Saturday night they do an auction again with an open bar and food.
Oh, wow.
It's just a great convention. It's probably, Amanda said it's the most relaxing convention because she gets to just sit there and draw and talk to people.
Yeah. But like I said, you probably haven't all seen each other since San Diego, say, right? Maybe New York. So at least 4 to 6 months, and it's good to see everybody coming together and hanging out.
I had to the right of me was Adam Hughes, and then to the left of me was Joe Linsner.
Oh, nice.
And his wife, and then Adam Kubert, and then it went on and on.
Oh, nice, yeah.
Yeah. So it was kind of like the neighborhood, hanging out in the neighborhood.
Nice. So Jimmy, I'm going to my first San Diego Comic-Con this year.
He is.
I'm going. But Billy said I can't go to dinner with you guys.
Why not?
I don't know, Billy.
No, as long as you're paying, you're invited. It's your It's your first con, so you have to pay.
Yeah, you got to. That's the thing. You got to pay.
You might want to just invite us to the old spaghetti factory.
Yeah,
that might be within your
Jimmy's
budget.
paid. Amanda's paid. Jimmy and Amanda's paid. Brian and Fran have paid. We have paid. Terry Moore's never paid.
For that whole dinner?
Nope.
Why'd you blow Terry's spot? Why'd you do that?
No, I don't know.
What'd you do that for?
Billy's not allowed to bring anyone, but that we have to approve now. From now on, we have to approve who he brings to the dinners because there's always some rando that comes with you, Billy.
Well, no, there's only my son Matthew and then Soloff. So.
Oh, you let Soloff go?
Well, Soloff somehow makes it every time. He moderated the panel.
I'm good people.
Somehow he weans. He weans.
I don't know how you let that Joe Jusko in. I don't know.
I didn't let Jusko in. I didn't invite Jusko. I think you guys let Jusko.
No.
And then the whole Jusko family.
It was not my dinner to invite Joe, but I always love having Joe. You know that.
Oh no, we had a lot of fun.
We love Joe. I'm busting balls, but that's a good time.
Thank you, Brad.
Brad.
Hey, Brad.
Let's send him to Brad's house.
Yeah.
All right, I'll pay for Jimmy's meal. I'll pay for Jimmy and Amanda.
I'm cheap too. I don't really drink that much, so.
That's a problem. See, we drink.
Billy's the one. No, I have to.
Billy will drink like 2 bottles of wine.
I know. I always try to stay on pretty good behavior, but it doesn't work out. If Billy and I are on the same table, something
I know. And so now I told you, I don't know if I told you this, Jimmy, Debbie, like 3 years, I'm like, honey, I'm not killing myself these shows anymore. I'm not.
Right.
I'm working my butt off on the crowdfunding stuff, and now we're in comic shops. I don't want to be at the show. Why? Because Jimmy, normally I'm the one at the booth.
Yes.
At 8:30 in the morning. Every morning setting up. I'm the one who takes the tablecloths off. I'm the first one that Debbie has to get made up. Blah, blah,
Can I ask you a question? Is Debbie out of town right now? Is that what's happening?
No, she's downstairs.
Oh, okay.
No, he drank a little whiskey, so now he's just
a little bit. Yeah. So woo. Yeah. So but I'm like, I'm not doing that anymore. You get your ass to get that skinny little ass of yours down there. You and your sons. I bring my sons in and stuff.
Right.
And I guarantee you, Jimmy, Friday morning at that dinner, I will be there on the floor at 8:30 in the morning setting up.
What time is the con open? At 10?
Well, they say it's at 10, but 9 o'clock there's 50, 60,000 people there.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be 10, and then they let. I'm not gonna say it.
I haven't sat down and done the con in probably, I want to say 10 years, maybe. 10,
Well, you're
10.
smart.
You haven't done San Diego in 10 years?
No. I've been in every
sorry.
San Diego since '91, except for the
Okay.
COVID one that they didn't have.
Yeah.
But I've only been invited as a guest once every 17 years.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yep.
So that was only once.
Twice.
No, twice.
Yeah.
Twice.
Since,
Okay.
since 91, it was twice. That's a crime against humanity, by the way. You know, it's funny.
Which is still very expensive for you, Jimmy. Now, does Amanda? You guys bring art and because it's the hotel's expensive, the airfare, unless you're a guest, of course. The food, right? And you know, every time I see you, you're hanging out at the Marriott bar at the Tiki Bar. So, right. So, do you guys sell any work or anything like that? Do you know? Or no?
I look at it as a business expense. So I'm usually having meetings and picking up work. This year I picked up 3 178-page books to do, and you know, so I picked up work, and so we pick up work. Amanda sometimes takes the list on, so she'll bring like 4 or 5 pieces, you know, and that'll cover all our bills. You know, the hotel, it covers the hotel at least. And then we have people invite us to dinners, and we do pay our way a lot too, but we look at it as an investment and a write-off.
Yeah.
And you know, one day I'll sit at your table and sell something one day, but you know, I don't like being there all day long. I know it's horrible.
See, our thing, Jimmy, is that.
So what do you do? Do you like come and go? Or...
All right.
Yeah, he hangs out, man.
If I'm at the Hyatt or the Marriott, if you go by the pool area, I will usually have a table. There'll usually be 3 or 4 people there drinking, having something to eat. I will stay at that table and make my appointments, and then people come by the table. And then when their time's up, I say, all right, I'll see you later. And I have somebody else come and sit down. And I tip the bartender a lot of money. So every time they see somebody sitting down, they come run over and make sure they get a drink.
That's really nice. That's really awesome of you.
Yeah. My thing with
us. Is there one thing? Yeah. Oh, sorry, Billy. Go ahead.
No, I just real quick with us is that we have this amazing spot.
Yes.
And we can't afford to give up that spot because we'll never get it again. So, but so Terry was on last week, Jimmy, and him and Robin are coming. They're not setting up, but he's coming to hang out. So Terry and Robin will be there.
Cool.
Yeah.
They're doing what I do.
Yeah.
So Jimmy, though, is there like one thing that you really look forward to at San Diego Comic-Con? Is it like a certain meetup? Is it like, obviously the fans are always a plus, right? To hear their appreciation, but is there something personal that you look forward to every year?
I do. I get to see a lot of my friends from Europe, and I walk around the con and I say hi to everybody and spend a couple of minutes with probably 100 friends that I don't see all the time that are overseas and stuff like that. And then we usually have dinners every night, and then I sit with a couple of companies and do some signings. The past 2 years I signed with Todd for the Deadly Tales of Gunslinger book. We did some prints and sat at the table with we did Z2 Comics and signed the Blondie book. So like we're there, we'll do signings for people for on the house, you know, but I think it's just to see everybody and catch up. I always pick up work because some of the parties you go to are the only time you see some of the people, and the people go, hey, you know, I'm looking at you. It would be great if I can get you to do something here. And, you know, we talk, and I spend, after San Diego Comic-Con, I spend like 3 or 4 days writing back everybody I saw at the con. Hey, it was great to see you. Hey, remember what we talked about? Because I keep a good list. I make sure I thank everybody if I went to their parties. My thank you emails are like 40 or 50 of them. And it's how I keep in the loop with a lot of the people that I've established relationships over the years. So it is a business trip, you know?
Yeah.
And then if I'm walking the floor and somebody goes, hey, Jimmy, can you sign this? I'm like, of course. You know, I sit there and I sign whatever they want. You know, when you walk around there, the comic people know you. You know, the comic fans, they're like,
stopping you in your tracks.
Yeah, it's usually me and Amanda. So when they see the two of us, they can figure it out pretty quick.
Jimmy, what is it? Jimmy, what is a crate? We're going to leave soon, but what is a crazy San Diego Comic-Con story of someone that you did not expect to bump into, someone famous or something notorious,
like celebrity encounter? Maybe?
Yeah, did you ever have anything like that? Like holy shit, and then you just
I had a couple. There was one when they after they shot, I visited the set of the Jonah Hex movie, even though I had nothing to do with it. And
wait a minute, you didn't write that? I thought you wrote that movie. No,
yeah.
No.
I got put on my rubber knuckles.
The set. They visited
Hang on, stand still, Billy. Stand still. Okay. So I ran into Josh Brolin, and he tried to get me to come out to Hall H.
He loves you though, doesn't he? Love you, Josh?
No, he was super nice and everything. So I went out. So he brought me into the Hall H area, the waiting room, and but I told him, I said, I had nothing to do with the movie. I know it's loosely based on the comics, but I had nothing to do. But I hung out there to talk to him, and then he had to go do something. And I was sitting next to Cameron Diaz, and
how'd she look?
She turned to me, and I turned to her, and I'm like, "What's up?" And she's like, "Yeah, waiting to go." We just talked, and then I saw Megan Fox, who was in the Jonah Hex movie, and she read the comics, so she's very, very nice and easy on the eyes. Kind of thing.
We were at the booth. I was at the booth, and there was Rick with me, or Chris. I was at the booth setting up in the morning.
Yeah,
and I was setting up. It probably was that year, right. And all of a sudden I hear like, that is gorgeous, or she is gorgeous, and I look up and it's Megan Fox in the morning with these two dudes with her, and she's looking at the she-band. I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm like, oh my god, look at you. I'm like, thank you very much.
She.
Yeah, she's like, she's really small. Like she's.
Who's that again?
Megan Fox.
Oh yeah, no, she's kind of tiny, but
yeah, she's probably 5'6", but she's very like shoulder. She's very small, petite, if you will. And it's like, okay, yeah. I'm like, oh, have a great day. And she walks. I'm like, the fuck is my wife? Where's everybody?
Every year I see Tom Jane and Tom dragged me out with Ron Perlman and Tim Bradstreet and David Mack, and we went out one night and hit like the sci-fi party and another thing. That was a fun night because those guys love comic people, So they were. I'm looking at your buddy Philip Owen here. Remember the Lois Lane story in the hotel?
Oh, hey.
You know what? I don't. Okay, she's 5'4" with those heels. I don't remember it, Philip. So if you can knock it down in a nutshell, I'll try to see if I remember it. But yeah, I'm trying to remember what that is.
Pittsburgh. You're in Pittsburgh.
Oh, I know what that is.
What's her name?
Yeah. Yes. She Margot Kidder came out of the hallway in her pajamas, started yelling at us because we were making too much noise.
I wasn't there for that. I remember you telling me that.
I was in a con, and the hotel went on fire, like on the second floor, and the alarms went off. And Billy, you know this. The alarms always go off in the hotel.
Yeah.
Like we used to go. This one, actually, the alarm went off and I smelled smoke.
Oh, shit.
And I remember I went down, I opened the door and I grabbed some stuff because they were like, everybody has to leave the building and use this staircase and get out. No, don't use the elevators. And it was like 6 floors, right? And we were up. I opened the door and there's Frank Miller in the room next to me. And Frank's like, you think it's real? And I'm like, I think we should get out of here. And we went down the staircase and we got to around the second floor, and that's when the smoke was really thick.
Oh shit.
Yeah, in the staircase. And but we were like, let's push through to the first floor because that is out, And as we were going through, it was smoky. There was an old lady trying to nail one stair at a time. You know what I mean?
Aww.
She was, and Frank took one elbow and I took the other elbow, and we like shuffled this old lady down all the way to the first floor. And then walked her out carried her out of the building, and sat with her. It was my Frank Miller moment. It was pretty fun. And it was just some idiot fell asleep with a cigarette, I think, and set the room on fire.
Of course they did.
Yeah.
James Sanchez. You remember James Sanchez, right?
Yeah, I do know.
Yeah. So I was in Phoenix for a con, and the power went out in the whole hotel, the whole grid. So I'm sitting there with a bunch of people. We just got back from the con. We're up there, and I'm like, well, shit, it works in the movies. Let me see. And I went and I opened the door, and we were on the floor. We were like on the third, like, holy shit. We all got out, and I got on the news. Because I'm like,
wow.
Like, this guy opened the door. Because I'm like, it's easy. And, you know, you see the movies like, oh my God, we're stuck. I just went. And kind of, I guess it's a safety thing, right? If once it starts pushing open, it opened. And I'm like, and we're like, not like, you know, you think you're going to be in like Die Hard or something crazy. Nah, the floor is right there. We just all walked out. And I got on the news.
Yeah, there's a lot of celebrity sightings in San Diego because there was Matt Damon was in the elevator with me, and I just didn't bother him, even though I met him like 30 times.
Right.
I just don't want to bother. You can tell when people are like in their zone, so I don't. You know, I don't bother them. But it's an interesting thing because in San Diego, if you're a celebrity, you really don't want to go in the hall unprepared, or you have to hide your face. Because I remember the guy from 2.5 Men. I can't think of, not Charlie Sheen, the other guy.
John Cryer,
John Cryer. Yeah, I went to buy some art, and he was looking at Jack Kirby pages, and I look up, and it's John Cryer.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, I said, nobody notices it, you? And he goes to me, nobody cares. I'm like, fantastic. Because
he stopped by our booth one time. He was looking at stuff, and I'm like, with Debbie, and I'm like, dude, I love your work. Like, oh, thank you.
Yeah, he's very nice, and we used to hang out with Glenn Danzig, but we didn't know he was famous. Like, we were just like,
I didn't know his meat. Yeah, I didn't know.
All I knew is he told me he's a singer, and I was like, okay. And our friend Zena's like, oh, he's got a band. And I'm like, cool. You know, and Glenn collected comic art, so we had a lot of that in common. You know.
Yep.
He's a great guy. One of my favorite comic signings was at the Virgin store in Manhattan with Glenn. Me and Glenn did a signing at the Virgin store. I never had more women take their tops off in my life in front of me.
That's all
it's crazy. I should have learned to play the guitar. That's all I gotta say.
Billy man, Jimmy man, tell me like what's going on with the Spawn stuff.
Yeah,
man. So the second issue's out. I don't know where
first issue's pretty freaking good.
Yeah. So it was this is a double issue. How Todd keeps a book at $3.99 with 37 pages of story is beyond me.
Yeah,
but good for him.
Go big with him, Nile.
Go big. This is a monthly ongoing.
Can you show it, Jimmy?
Yeah.
Is that a text? Who did that cover?
Oh, that's Patrick Reynolds, and the inside's just as beautiful. I mean, the stuff is really just wild looking. You know.
Are you having fun? Is Todd Todd loosening the reins at all? Is he letting you do like what you want?
Absolutely. What's great about Todd is you finish the book, it's lettered, and then Todd calls you, and hey man, this was fun, and oh my God, what you did there, I was laughing out loud. That's crazy. And then he'll say, you know what? I'm going to take some of the sound effects out because the art is doing it. I don't need to have those words everywhere. Yeah. So Todd's very hands-on. There's a panel in the third issue that I was like, I wrote it and I was giggling because I'm like, I don't know if they'll really do it, you know? And that's how the book's been, because even the second issue, I didn't know you could do nudity in a Spawn book. I just, and there's like a girl topless in it, and I thought, oh, they're going to cover that, I guess. And then I'm like, nope, they're not covering anything. And I'm like, oh, okay. So it's the perfect book for me because it's a hardcore Western. It's rough, you know? Yeah. And Todd told me, he says, I want it grounded. I want it, you do your thing. Don't worry about how I do mine. And I need you to stay on it for years. That's what he told me.
Jimmy, I gotta tell you.
You're like, don't tell me twice.
I have a copy of it on my nightstand. I was reading it the other day because it took me a while to actually get back to my comic shop. But dude, issue 1 is phenomenal.
Oh, thanks. I think issue 2 is even better. Issue 1's covering a lot, right? Because I had to write it for people that never read it. Yet there's a million mystery things in it, right? Because there's a lot of story to unwind.
Well, that's what's good, because I've never read it until, well, obviously you and I have spoke about this. I know you've been doing this for a very long time. Yeah. And so finally when that first issue came out, I was like, oh, I could get the digital in a special way, but you know what? I'm going to support it. So I put it in my pool box, and I got it. I think I picked it up like last week, actually. That's how early it was that I got it. It's been a while. But I read it a few days ago, and I was like, dude, this is awesome. And I've never read that series. I've never
Yeah.
read that interpretation of Spawn. And
It's
dude,
different. It's different from Todd's book, right? Because Todd is the
It is.
gunslinger in modern day, right? So he's
yeah.
mine is the roots of the character. He's not strong. Like my Spawn is like a guy is like a kid in kindergarten trying to figure out things, and
He's
and
like Django.
Well, no, it's like Spawn in the real West. Like it's legit. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there is some crazy. We have a 2-issue guest thing that's like completely bonkers. But I'm on issue 12 right now, and it's like, and I'm slowly working in some of the Spawn universe. But I feel like there's no rush to do that because we need to tell this story about who he is and why he is. And there's a double-page splashback. I did this to drive people insane, but it actually was just that it was a thing I wanted to do. It's this double-page spread of the past of his, and there's scenes from actual Spawn comics in here.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. But good luck trying to decipher him. Like I really went in and said, okay, now I'm gonna take a different angle on this, and this is about a guy who's a lot of what makes his heart heavy is the fact that at one point his sister and him got separated, and he's never seen his sister again. So he's looking for her, and it weighs heavy with him. And the people that know he's doing it, you can manipulate him really easily if they mention his sister. So he's susceptible to the world around him just like everybody else, and he doesn't know why he's this Spawn character. He doesn't understand it. And
did he die like the original Spawn? Is he dead and he's come back to life, like made a deal with the devil, and that's how he's come back? Like what's
it's different. Sorry, Jimmy. Just for those out there aren't familiar. So Todd did his rendition of this, but Jimmy's, and I'm going to give you the accolades on this, Jimmy. It's just so far more in depth. Like it is a really good read, and I'll hand it over to Jimmy now to talk about it. But
thank you.
If you can get a chance, like I'm hoping, Jimmy, like you're on this for a long time.
Well, I guaranteed him 2 to 3 years, and
it's great. Good for you, brother.
Yeah.
No, it's a good Western. Well, first off, in past streams, we've had some Western comics on here, and I've never been a huge Westerns guy, but like lately, I've read a few Western comics that have got me into it, and I'm actually really loving that genre. And what you've done with this is brought so much more depth to it, because what Todd did was really cool, and obviously the visuals were good. He gets great artists, but you're bringing depth to the character that's more wholesome to his origin, and it's more it's allowing more escapism into that reality, if that makes sense.
Well, Todd said I want it. He goes, I want it really grounded. You should feel grounded. You should feel like it. If we looked in the history books, it might have happened, right? And so everything in the book is mapped it's after the Civil War. Everything is mapped out. Like I have a map of where he's going, so I know where and some of the towns aren't there anymore. But in the book, he visits these. It's not important to anybody but me that it makes sense. But when Todd gave me the gig, I said, I'm going to write a Bible, and I have a 28-page Bible on this character, from his grandparents to his parents to how they went west. Now, having this Bible, I'm able to pick and choose stuff in the past to tease with. That's why there's that little clip. The second issue, which is out now, it came out this week, maybe last week, but maybe this week. Has a flashback when his father headed west, and the brother and sister were there with the dad. And it's funny because somebody reviewed it and said, I don't really know why this is important, but it's kind of nice to see the brother and sister interacting. And I said, it's everything has to do with everything, because having the Bible, I'm able to actually write this sub-stories, like many sub-stories.
Yeah, sure.
Because I know where everybody is. Like I know where the parents started in Europe and the grandparents were. And so I figured if I'm going to write this for years, I might as well, kind of dig in, get everybody into the fact that they want to follow this guy. And then at the point he's going to learn, we're going to learn about how he became that Spawn, because we don't cover that. Like we see him turn into it, but there's a reason he was selected. And so there's a little backward storytelling, but I always feel if you give too much, like a regular comic, a superhero comic, where here's Bob gets the radiation or something, and then he becomes a superhero, it's everything. With this is a lot of mystery. So when you're reading it, it feels like, oh, I walked into something bigger, just like he did. He walked into. I think I say in the book in the first or second issue, once he became Spawn, he can't not see what he sees from now on.
Yes.
Meaning he's never seen the world until he became the Spawn the way he sees it, and he can't get away. He can't go back. It's sort of like
it's not like that catalyst of that moment though just has you so hyped for like where is this going? Like where are these arcs going and the series is going?
Right.
And I've got to say to you, Jimmy, man, like with Jonah Hex and everything, like I didn't read Jonah Hex. Actually, I read Jonah Hex like way back in the day because I inherited the books. And then when I knew Billy and started to know you, like I never really noticed Jonah Hex until I think maybe your first interview on the channel and you were talking about it. And then I went back and I got all of those and I read them. But you have this innate ability that I don't know too many current writers can really harness that whole Western spirit, which is weird being like from New York and all this.
And Brooklyn born.
From Brooklyn born, right? But you have this innate ability to really harness that Western spirit. And you're definitely taking that into this whole new Spawn series. And I've been hounding for this issue of Spawn since I think you told me about a year ago.
Yeah, I started a year ago.
And I've been waiting, and I've messaged you like, hey, is this no, not yet. You know, let's get Todd on. Let's talk about it. Not yet. And that. But like when I finally actually I waited for the physical.
Yeah.
And when I read it, I was like, God damn it, Jimmy.
I'm going to throw this out. I'm going to throw this out there because I know Todd's very busy. Todd, every year Todd stops by our booth, but he's like the I'm late for important date, the rabbit from Alice in Wonderland.
He's the mayor, man. He's the mayor.
Yeah, he totally is. But he stops by. He's such a good person.
He's Stan Lee for me. He is Stan Lee now that Stan Lee is gone.
Well, I don't know if Todd can be there, but I'm kind of sensing and just saying, Jimmy, maybe put out to the McFarlane people. I'm kind of thinking maybe a Gunslinger Spawn panel at San Diego Comic-Con moderated by fucking Nile Scala. And Jimmy's team is our team. Come on.
I can officially ask him if he's going to come. When Todd does his panels, it's usually just Todd talking about everything, you know? So he doesn't really have like all the writers on the panel.
I think a panel about Westerns in the 21st century with Jimmy Palmiotti, because and as much as I would love Todd there, I'm sorry, the heart and soul is Jimmy is using Todd's character. Jimmy brought it. I'm telling you, Billy, if you get a chance, I'll send you digital of it.
Yeah, okay,
read
please.
This shit. It is Jimmy brings it to a new level and I love Todd. Todd cannot do what Jimmy did.
But not to take away Jimmy from one of your past titles, but the New West, right?
Yeah.
Jimmy Palmiotti, Nile Scala, some of your artists, and talk about modern day Western themed comics.
We did the Phil Noto. It was a 2-issue Phil Noto book I did years ago called The New West. And the basic story was that somebody figures out how to blow up a pulse weapon that kills all electricity, but they find a frequency that they're able to keep the pulse weapon working, and where it's working from is the LAX. There's that weird tower restaurant in LAX is sending out a pulse weapon that covers 120 miles an hour. So Los Angeles has no more electricity. So what happens over time is Los Angeles, people go on bicycles and horses, and it becomes the New West. And then my story was somebody kidnaps the mayor's daughter, and a retired cop goes after him. And so it was a modern day West. I mean, it had guys on horseback.
Great series.
Going through LA. And, you know, it was the first. It was the first book that Phil Noto, I think he did that before Beautiful. No, he did Beautiful Killer first, and then he did my New West book. Those are his first comics he did. and it's something I would love to Garrett to gift me one day back, because he owns 75% of it. I own, you know. But I have so many stories to tell with that. But I think the
talk to him,
fascination.
though.
Well, the fascination with westerns for me was I was a kid in Brooklyn, and the idea of an open plain with nobody in it, and the idea that, you know, my thing is I still feel like the world is like so covered right now with people everywhere, and I love the idea that people going into something where they don't know what's over the next hill.
A new frontier.
I love that.
A new frontier.
A new frontier. You know what's crazy is that World War II, we lost, I think, globally, something like 50 million people, right, in World War II. But the world's population is 3 times what it was at the end of World War II today.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to get worse, right? Because if you can't have an abortion, there's going to be a lot of kids that nobody wants going on. There's going to be a lot of that.
I'll take them, Jimmy. I'll take those kids.
They'll go to Nile's house. Nile's going to be like Snow White.
And then they'll pop in behind me like my twins do. I texted my wife. I was like, you need to bring them upstairs.
I was going to say
I think we're overpopulated, but, you know, people argue with me, hey, you know, but by the time
we are overpopulated.
But by the time people get older, there's not going to be any younger to take care of them. And I was like, no, that's what robots do. Robots are going to power
Terminator. T2's happening. It's happening.
Well, I just always love I always love the Western genre. I will recommend 2 things if you haven't watched them yet. I will recommend. It's called 1883. It's on Paramount.
I love 1923. My favorite's
1923 is great, but you got to wait for the 2nd season, right?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Can I just say, Blevins, that room behind you? Every time I look quick, it looks like there's someone standing there.
It's that shade
there behind you in the doorway in the back.
Is your house haunted?
No, my house is not haunted, but we did have like when I quit my sponsorship with Dell Computers, I guess they just came back this past year and asked me if I would do some stuff for them, and they sent me like 20 monitors, and so that whole back room is just jam packed full of monitors.
What is that? Is that
really?
A hurry?
What? Oh my God.
What is that right there? What was that?
Let's get that out of here.
That's for personal time.
I just think that could be a fantastic panel about talking about modern day Westerns. Oh, thank you, Dr. Blevins. Behave.
I want to.
Wait. Here's what I got. I want to show you what I got in the mail, Billy.
Oh,
you got the Rocketeer.
Thank you, Jimmy.
I got the Rocketeer, and I got a card inside.
Yep, we got the
Rocketeer card.
Thank you, Jimmy.
And
that's so weird. Mine didn't.
And there's some black and white pages. I bought some crayons today. I'm gonna fill them up.
I got this from Aaron Lepresti.
What'd you get? Hold on. Hang on. Let me give you the big head. Big head for Blevins.
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh, wow.
It's Ming and Dale from
Nice gams.
I
don't have anything cool to show.
Nice on that piece.
Thank you. But anyway, Jimmy, I just think that's a great idea for you for panels is to do modern Western comics from Jimmy Palmiotti, or Gunslinger, The New West, Jonah Hex. I think that could be a really cool
Somebody would have to pitch it because, I'm not a guest and I don't have a booth, so I can't pitch a panel. You can pitch it, Billy.
I'm going to pitch so Jimmy, I want to pitch if you guys are in again the
crowdfunding.
No, the comic book couples.
Yes, that's a good
one.
Right,
the crowdfunding comics one.
Yeah,
and so you want to know what? Remember I was saying? So you really want to know the truth about breaking into comics? Remember that one? Like you want the real deal about breaking into comics?
the real deal.
Yeah, we'll tell you the real deal of how to break into comics. And we could it could be like a listen to Jimmy panel back in the 2010s.
I love doing panels in San Diego. I don't get it. I did the New York Con this past year. They didn't invite me to one panel. Not
really,
and we were special guests. Not a single panel. And I wrote them and I said, hey man, I could talk about crowdfunding. I could talk about video games. I could talk about Harley Quinn. I could talk about doing TV to adaptations. not one panel for the whole con.
No,
and I was
shit.
like, what a weird thing, you know. I'm like a special guest, and they not even a panel. They didn't even do a Jimmy and Amanda panel. I said, how about a panel where Amanda and I go up?
Yeah, why not?
Nothing. And it's one of my favorite things to do because it's the time you get to hang out and talk. You know, we always do our panel. We talk to the audience. You know, we love interacting with the people, the fans. That's for sure. I mean, you know. Anybody knows Billy and I at a con, we talk to anybody.
Yeah. But if we do that, the real deal, you want to know what it really takes to bring it into comic, then we can bring in like Thierry, right? Pulido said he's already in. Maybe somebody else who's like a popular mainstream guy, like no bullshit. Like that would be great.
My good friend Scott Snyder.
Scott. Yeah, absolutely.
I like that. I did a panel last year with Scott. I think that'd be a good idea. I think we can check the top 50 list and see who's available.
Yeah.
You know, I got to bring it back, but bring it back to the original thing we started.
So Jimmy,
I want to go
real quick. Jimmy, you're doing Gunslinger Spawn.
Yes.
You've done like I said, everyone knows you as the godfather of crowdfunding comics.
Okay.
What's next on you?
I'm not allowed to do that. So I have a certain barbarian I did a book of that's coming up. And I have a company crossover. So there's a small company, a big company. And Amanda and I are doing a book, a 6-issue series for that. Mm-hmm. And then I'm doing something for Dynamite that's, I want to say it's back to the 70s and 80s cartoons. I'm kind of putting a spin on that. And then I have my next Kickstarter is Painkiller Jane and G.I. Zombie. It's 2 books.
Nice.
And
nice.
And
incredible.
And that I'm coloring, and let me tell you something. Nothing takes longer than coloring. Maybe because I'm not that good at it, but I decided to color the first book, and I think I'm gonna have somebody else color the second book because it's like every day I'm definitely worrying about too much, you know.
You're spending more time coloring a page than inking it, right?
And drawing it.
How are you coloring it? What are you using?
I Procreate.
Procreate on the iPad?
Yeah, I use it on an iPad.
Yeah.
Literally, I can do a panel at a con and teach everyone in the room how to use Procreate to color a comic in an hour.
Did you get your sponsorship yet?
No.
Damn it.
No. But I could definitely teach a class in it because I am like the perfect layman. I don't get any, I don't know anything, and I can teach you how to do it in an hour. Well, I think remember when Amanda was teaching you, Billy?
Yeah.
How to use it, I've gotten good at it. I'll show you a page if you give me a second.
Please,
I'll go get it. Let me get the iPad.
Check it out.
I need to learn how to do that.
I love the iPad. I'm an iPad advocate.
Yeah. In all your free time, Blevins?
Yeah, all my free time, just another thing to do.
How cool is that, though? Seriously, you guys have to check out the new Spawn book. It's just incredible.
Well, like, I wonder if he's going to buy from.
I'm going to send you I have a digital copy, Billy. I'm going to send it to you, and I don't know, man. Jimmy's just he gets.
And if I like it, I'll be honest with you. I'll go to Androids and pick it up.
What I was saying though is, it's funny because like I've talked to a couple creators, a couple big names actually, and we're talking about doing like comic book reviews where I start the review and then I edit in their interject. Like they're like, whoa, wait a minute, and then I bring those creators on with me.
Like Jurgens and not Jurgens. Who's Mitch's buddy? Why am I Jerry Ordway? You gonna have Jerry Ordway in?
What about what are you talking about?
No, you said you're gonna have famous comic creators.
So I have a new show. I have a new show that's in development. I'm working on it, and I've been reaching out to a lot of big name creators where I'm reviewing. Like, let's just say Scott Snyder, for instance, right, with his new Batman series. As I start reviewing the book, I start talking about it, and then how I do is I edit it in, where they're like, "Wait a minute." And then they actually become part of my comic book review. So as I'm reviewing the book, I'm talking to them about how I feel it is, the good, the bad, and they get to interject their opinions on it.
You should just get like them doing hell no, or that's bullshit. Or,
Well,
and
that's
then-
exactly it, Jimmy. Like I'll be
and
like,
then
I
just
don't
drop it
understand
in
why
when you
is
say, I just
why
didn't
is
like that
Absolute
story, and
Batman
Scott
as
Snyder
big
goes,
as a
"That's bullshit."
plum, you know?
Yeah.
And they're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And Scott Snyder comes in and
So
he's like,
let me-
well,
let
let
me
me
show-
tell you why.
Let me show
Yeah.
up. This is Amanda's
Yeah.
latest cover. She did. It's
Oh, I
the,
saw that on X. Yes.
Yeah,
So
it's the
good.
Sex in the City. She did Lex in the City. Well, she didn't come up with the title,
Right.
but they gave her. They said that's the title of the book, and so she did a Sex in the City ripoff of Lex Luthor.
Carrie
Nice.
gets
And this is not a scratch and sniff comic, is it, Jimmy?
It smells like Lex if he had a comic book in his hand. And then so this is the Procreate. So this is the iPad I do it on. It's a
Yeah.
small iPad, decent size iPad. And what I do is I get a black and white of the page. Let's just say, like, even though this is not one of them, I get like that, black and white page. And then I just start dropping color in it. So this is the book I'm doing right now. It's a Painkiller Jane book. And this is like just one of the pages.
Oh, there's a lot of gradients. Yeah. Oh boy.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm coloring.
So good.
And it takes me forever because I'm slow and I'm trying to.
Do you
it's
have
really
the
washed out. It's really washed out looking on this thing. It's actually a lot more colorful than it's.
There's
going.
Jimmy, there's a company that makes these boards that you put your iPad in. And I can't remember the name.
Okay.
But I was wondering if you're using one of those. So basically what it does is you drop your iPad in and it gives you the landscape you need, like if you were using a Wacom tablet. Like like the 24.
Yeah, this is like a Wacom tablet, except it's easier to manage. I got rid of my Wacom tablet because it was too big.
No, yeah. It's but it's like something you actually drop your iPad into.
Huh.
Oh god.
I don't know it. I'd love to
Love
see
it. Do
it.
you know what it's called?
It's like an accessory, but no, Fraga had one.
Yeah, what the heck is it called? I'm trying to
Ask
think
that
of it.
fragging guy what he's using.
Hey, let's get Dan Fraga on and go for another 2 hours.
Let's
Hey,
do
can I
it,
just-
dude.
I just
That's
wanna
how we
say-
get. That's how we get the 1,500 views and 500 subscribers.
Thank
I
you,
just
Russell
want to say,
Sprouts.
I think last time we were on the show, and Jimmy was talking about the Western that he had just did. I definitely said during that, I was like, man, I think Westerns are coming back. I
Sketchboard.
think Westerns are going to be huge. Like they're making a comeback. And Jimmy's like, they're not coming back, bro.
Well, you know what? So every genre has its like time.
Right.
Remember 4 years ago, it was superheroes, right?
Right.
And then it's horror. It's always horror every other third year.
Right.
It's always horror, right? There's all of a sudden there's a million horror films. Is that it? The Sketchboard
Sketchboard
The
Pro.
sketchboard. That's what it is.
A
And,
pencil holder for lefties, bigger charging port. Okay, new magnetic lens instead. Huh.
So you drop your iPad Pro. So I
In it,
currently
right.
have the M4 iPad Pro. I
Okay.
am a huge iPad Pro advocate. I love
Okay.
this device.
Yeah.
I actually reached out to them for a sponsorship, but they never replied. back.
How dare they?
How dare they? I'm a nobody.
Some of
I'm just scallywags, right, Blevins? I'm just
Hang
scallywags.
on, Niall, hang on a second. Hang on.
I don't
Can
see
you just
how
repeat
this.
that again? Can you repeat that again? That you reached out to them?
I reached out to this company. I was
Right.
looking for a free product to create a video, and I would do my Medico drawings, which actually everyone here has seen my Medico drawings.
Right? And what happened?
They never replied back.
Billy, that was a good setup there.
Thank you.
I-
Hey, it was
I
totally
I knew it.
unplanned.
I was like, he's hitting the audio files. But but anyways, for anyone that's but Jimmy, like
So when you have
seriously.
a folder like this, you can stand up your iPad like that does.
But Jimmy, you can rest your arm on here. Look, where's my mouse? You can rest your arm on here. You
Right.
drop it in, it can stay charged. Graham Nolan uses this. Our
Right.
good buddy Graham.
I'm interested. Send me the link.
All
It's
right,
Sketchboard Pro. It's called Sketchboard Pro. Okay.
Sketchboard Pro. It's actually really
I'm writing it down.
cool product. I'm probably gonna buy one for myself to draw my comic that will never happen because Billy
Now wait
hates
a
me,
minute. Come
but,
on. Stop it.
Why is your comic never gonna happen?
because Billy hates me. Yeah, I'm like, Billy, I
Oh,
work
is
on my
Billy
comic.
draw-
He's
is
like,
Billy
hey,
drawing it?
work on this instead. Work on she stuff instead. I'm like, all right, Billy.
Wow.
I love
Billy,
you.
are you drawing the comic, Billy?
What?
Yeah.
Are you drawing
No,
it?
Billy did say he would give me a cover for Medico.
I'll give him a cover. Absolutely give you
But
a cover.
then Jimmy said he would help me write it, and it's just a whole fiasco.
The Medica. What's that, Medica?
Medico?
Go.
Is that like Mandigo, but Medico?
No, like Medico. Like it means Italian for doctor, because he's a plague doctor.
Oh, he's a plague. I like that.
You should make it.
Remember, I showed you the
Mashiko.
Jimmy, I showed you the drawings. Remember, you told me that I really understand how to draw.
What year is it set in? What year is it set in?
It's modern day.
Okay.
It's a western with.
Is it a western?
It's a western with Spawn. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
No, jeez.
This is not how you.
But actually, I will say, actually, Blevins was on that call. We did a show, and Jimmy said, "Nile, show me some art," and I showed him some art. He said, "Jimmy said to me, dude, you know how to draw clothing. Like, you get how clothing flows."
There you go.
And he
Why
said,
aren't you
he
drawing
just
more?
focus.
Yeah,
he said,
he
focus on anatomy. He said, you got your anatomy. Jimmy told me your anatomy's 90%. Get that 10% down.
Yes.
And Billy told me you suck.
You know,
Like,
Billy doesn't like
Okay,
competition.
all right. No.
said-
I'm joking. No, Billy.
You need to use more reference.
Billy has been very. I'm joking. Billy has been very encouraging. Very encouraging.
I try to be
Nile-
encouraging, but any of my friends say my son wants to draw and he wants to draw comics. Can you
Your
look at this
son?
stuff? Like, yeah, but I'm like, I think he should be an engineer.
Yeah.
Let me ask you guys though. What is your thought when someone's like, "Hey Billy, hey Jimmy, like my son wants to be an artist," and they show you stuff? Like, what has been your main like critique on what you've seen, if you remember?
If they suck, I try to give them some stuff to make them better. If they're great, I tell them what they need to work on to get better.
Yeah.
And I'm nice to everybody. I just want everybody to get better. I just have different advice for different levels of talent. You know,
and me though, even if it's younger people, older than that, like, you know, if it's young kids, like, get How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way, get Bern Hogarth's books, go to life drawing classes.
I have advice for Billy.
Yeah.
Would you like some advice on your art?
Sure.
Billy's yes.
Okay, but I'm being honest here, Billy.
All right.
Oh no.
You have to draw like your house is on fire. Meaning you can't babysit it. Just get in there and do it. Get it done.
Yeah, I know.
I'd rather have 1,000 pages of you that look good than 30 that look fantastic.
Yeah, I know.
Right? So
I just want to say the best thing I ever heard was when Jimmy looked at my art, and this was honestly, Blevins, it was like 2-3 years ago.
It was.
Jimmy looked at my art and said, "Nile," he's like, "Bro, Jimmy literally said to me, you're 90% there."
Yeah, you really like the cape.
You are 90% there.
Hey, you know, if I say that, that's honest. I mean, look, the biggest hump for everybody here, is to get past the insecurity. You know, it's tough.
Yeah.
It's why do you think guys like JR Jr. can knock out 2 books a month? Because they don't care anymore. They're just drawing it. They're hoping you like it. They don't have time to review it or look back at it. They're like the back of their clothing is on fire and they're running.
Yeah.
They're just getting the stuff done and moving through it. Same thing with Bagley and guys like that.
Yeah, Bagley's a perfect example. And remember what Johnny said, that his father told him, get rid of the pen, or Kirby, get rid of the eraser.
Yeah.
Don't erase. Just keep going.
Well, Jimmy said to me, he's like, "Dude, take life classes." And I said, "I had."
Life
Said,
drawing.
and Jimmy said, "Take more," because he goes, "You have it, but you need to get more of the relaxed." It was more about like the fluidness of life.
Yeah.
Like your biceps are good, your quads are good, everything. Your cloth is amazing.
Niall, what, you have some artwork to show us? You got some artwork? Go find a piece.
While he's looking, you know, Humberto Ramos.
You know, it's honestly, I actually moved a lot of it because my twins are 6 now, and they come down here and they start. I had a piece for Medico, a cover concept I was going to send Billy, because it was actually an inspiration from a she thing, and Carter took a charcoal piece because I love charcoal. Charcoal's here. I'll show you. Hold on.
There you go. But really, the thing is, you know, we're intimidated by everything, so it's harder to just do
This
it.
is a charcoal piece.
There you go. Look at that.
Yeah.
Like I love working with charcoal.
Yeah.
That's
Sorry,
great.
I'm
That's
looking
really
today.
great, Nile.
Yeah, so I love
job.
charcoal. And this happens to be a piece that I had out because my aunt was like, "Show me that piece you just did a few months ago." And it's like a charcoal piece, but I love working with cloth because cloth is so unpredictable on how it's going to fall and how it's going to drape. But anyways, there's a piece I did in my Carter, who you probably saw if anyone's been watching the whole time. He took that a piece of charcoal. It just went over the whole thing.
Yeah, but don't be so precious. It's only a drawing. You'll do another one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I can't erase it.
We'll give you an assignment. We want somebody to put that piece of cloth on. Get your wife to pose. Get your wife to pose with like a robe on, let's say, and give her a knife. Let her just hold the knife like that, and then take a picture and draw that. That's your assignment for next week.
But anyways, but that was the great thing, and Billy's been great too, because Billy, and we've talked about it, and
Billy needs to draw more.
This guy right here.
Yeah, but with my coaching, it's focused on the writing, right?
Billy needs
focus
to,
on the writing.
Draw more. Draw more.
Billy draws a lot.
Here's the good thing. When I was able to get Billy work at Marvel or DC or whatever, it forced him to knock a book out in a month. And if he had 12 of those in a row, you'd be knocking out. But what happens is you do that, and then you sit back and say, okay, deadlines are the friends of artists. Deadlines really are the friends of artists. When we do our own books, our deadlines get moved all the time. When I'm doing something for Todd, there is no movement. It's like I need it Tuesday, and that's it, or otherwise I lose the gig. We need that.
I'll defend our boy Tucci in the sense that
don't do it.
She books.
Don't do it.
No, I will with the she books because Billy shows me everything. Billy is awesome. He shows me everything, and that guy.
I show him everything
Every day. Every day he is sending me stuff, whether it's in it. Every day I see a new drawing, something he's working on, something he's writing. Like the dude is a fiend.
Yeah, but Billy and Amanda have a lot of everybody wants more content from them.
Yes.
Not covers. They want more stories.
Yes.
So, that comes. It's when you have your own deadlines. It's tough. It's tough doing stuff for yourself, man. Because
But the dedication is there. You look at a guy
No. I mean, look, I have a book. I support the Kickstarters. This didn't just happen. I mean,
No.
It comes from somewhere. But I'm just saying, I want like 40 of these, Billy. I should have.
I think Billy needs 8 campaigns a year, Billy. 8 fucking campaigns.
8 a year. Well, you sound like my wife.
year.
No, we're doing good.
Really,
Billy
works hard,
That's
man.
kicking ass. That book's kicking ass. So we're
Which
doing
one? The Gatecrasher?
The new book. Yeah, it's trust me. We're like
oh my
in
gosh.
like Pulido mode.
Phenomenal. Dude.
No,
I did a comic called Gatecrasher once.
I know you did. Yeah, but that's just the title. It's not Gatecrasher. It's She Gatecrashes.
I know.
All right.
Dude,
guys,
Gatecrasher is
Jimmy,
awesome.
Did you get any comps of that gunslinger?
Yeah, got one right here.
Do you have one that I could buy from you? Because we definitely don't have them here.
I closed my comic shop 15 years ago. No, I only have a couple, but every comic shop has them.
Well, not
Northcott is in the chat. What is up, Blake?
All right, she is a troublemaker. This one.
She is a troublemaker.
Yeah.
She is.
It looks like we're going for another hour. Come on in,
No.
Blake.
No, but She Gatecrasher is going to be amazing.
Didn't Blake just gate crash us right now?
I think she did. Hot
I think
damn.
she did.
Oh, we hit 1,000 backers. Someone said. Oh, hang on. On Kickstarter, if I could find it and share it. Let me find that.
That's Admiral Wackass.
What?
That's the guy's name. Admiral
That's
Wackass.
the name of his Admiral Wackass.
Is it really?
Thank you, Admiral.
You hit 1,000 because you brought my best friend in the whole wide world, Jimmy Palmiotti, on. Is what
I sure did, and then you blew him off, though.
Blake, when are you coming on the show?
Is she just lurking?
I have sent her so many invites to come on the show.
How about we just talk about it for the next 20 minutes?
We should talk about it.
Let's
so
send
she
her the
so
link.
she has to come and defend herself. Because I know some stories about her. So you want to tell some stories?
And Jimmy's going to be the guest moderator. It's Jimmy. Jimmy's going to be the inquisitor. Yeah,
I love her
Blake.
work.
Isn't Blake
She is
writing a
phenomenal.
screenplay right now? If I'm correct.
I don't know. We have to have her on and
don't
find out.
know.
I don't know.
I wouldn't
thought
be surprised.
I thought she was. I thought you. I hear she hangs out in Disneyland a lot.
Yeah, so yeah. Guys, thank you so much, man. We just hit we hit 1,001 1,001 backers. Thank you so much. We have
Nice.
2 weeks left. This is on par to be our biggest Kickstarter ever. Thank you all. Let's see our next stretch goal. Hang on, and then we'll get out of here.
There you go. I know.
At 8 at Jimmy, this is my first sheet drawing in 1991.
Okay, 90. Oh, that's the first one you ever did.
That first drawing, it was called the character was called Ran at the time.
That looks like a very comfortable bottom there.
Yeah, I know that was it, but it was like 1991. You know?
Yeah. No, that's when ass was out everywhere.
Yeah, I didn't know, and then she
It
became.
was the year of the butt cheek, 91.
They definitely did not miss leg day in 81
on the Chinese calendar.
Yep. Yeah. So, and then, Lady Death, Miss Fury. Guys, thank you so much. This campaign is kicking ass. You're gonna love this campaign.
Billy, I have a question about the book. So, what is this? Is the story of those two? Like you drew this book?
Yeah. It's Lady Death plays a pivotal part in it.
Okay.
It's basically that Anna Ishikawa gets trapped in comic book time, and she's got to battle her way through the various genres, trends, and decades to make her way home. But she allies herself with Ran, this character, my original design for She. So it's all like, is Ran a villain? Does Ran have ulterior motives? And it's all about creation because Ran came first, and then she took over where Ran is. So what is Ran's motivation? She's never existed. So it's a lot of fun. We got all the public domain characters. Mickey Mouse is in it.
Wait, didn't I just see a Mickey Mouse thing? Like a
sure did. Yeah, Mickey Mouse is in it. Popeye's in it. A bunch of the original. If you look at,
can I ask you a question about Popeye in that chart?
Sure.
What's with that finger?
He's doing the Charleston. Okay. Yeah. Is that
it don't mean a thing if you ain't got that
question, but
yeah, he's saying she smell my finger. Anyway, guys, thank you so much.
Wait, where is Mickey Mouse looking? Anyway, all right, let's forget.
All right, yeah.
I need a charger for my phone.
So you're allowed to put those characters on now because they're public domain?
Yep, they're in the public. But it's Mickey Mouse, 1928 Mickey Mouse, and 1929 Popeye.
All right.
So then we have Bluto, but the Bluto we're using is Bluto from the 1957 animation series cartoons because that's in the public domain. Because the comic book Bluto does not come into public domain until 4 years from now.
How about Wimpy? Where does Wimpy stand?
Wimpy's not in it. I don't have time for Wimpy. Wimpy's probably, but I think Wimpy is in the public domain because he was in the first Popeye strip. Yeah, so I think Wimpy is.
Oh, so it's the Popeye strip, not the cartoon.
A hamburger today?
Yeah, so you have to be very careful. So if you look at Popeye, if I can share it again, hang on.
So where does Blake Northcott come into this?
I don't know.
She's got to be a guest on her show.
She can add
Jimmy, you're coming on with it.
Yeah, she can add some beauty and brains to our show.
Yes.
But if you look, see Popeye has the bigger nose and he's got the small chin. But does
he still sound like like he's
there's no sound because he's in the comic book.
Yeah.
She's writing novels, screenplays.
And
I hope someone's buying them and she's just not writing them. For her friends.
Yeah.
Wait, dude, just writing a letter to who?
Blake, unless you come on, you really can't defend yourself now, okay?
All right. So let's get going, guys. Thank you so much. We've been going for 2.5 hours. Next Thursday, February 6th, Brina Pulido will be launching Coffin Launch. Lady Death, the new Lady Death. What's it called? What's it called? Shit.
Oh my gosh!
You got these for the desk.
Brian has such great names.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure, Jimmy. Yeah,
like She, the deception of health and.
No. There's Brina Pulido's launching the new era of Coffin Comics with Coffin Verse. Jimmy's got his own crowdfunding platform.
Coffin Launch. So Jimmy and Billy We need to get a Crusade launch, and we need to get a Jimmy launch.
Jimmy.
Fuck Kickstarter, all of them. Do your own thing.
Well, we'll see.
Well, we don't want to say.
Kickstarter's doing pretty good. And
we
Indiegogo
like
too.
those guys. We just sometimes we got to do our own thing.
Yeah. Well, thank you everybody for joining us. Jimmy, love you, pal. Blevins, love you, pal. Scala, love you, buddy.
Yes.
What a great show. What a lot of fun.
Great show.
Blake, so good that you joined us. Everyone else who joined us. Blake, please, we're going to reach out to you. Get on our show.
I just sent her a message. Said, can you please be a guest on our show, Blake?
All right.
Come on.
Jimmy got,
She has never been on your show.
Never.
Yeah, she
Jimmy.
replied back
Never.
instantly no.
I find that
She was
shocking.
like, I don't want to be on your show. I hate
I'm
it.
shocked.
Yeah, she instantly replied no, which is weird.
wow, that's so
She said,
weird.
talk to my management.
All right, guys, we'll see you all. And then hopefully we'll all get together back in San Diego. Blake, if you're going to San Diego,
Can I go to dinner with you, Jimmy?
What's that?
Can I go to dinner with you?
Yes.
Thank you. So, Billy, I'm going
Do
to
not
dinner
bring
with you.
Billy. Do not bring Billy.
Oh. I'll pay. Only if it's you and Amanda.
You can bring Debbie though.
Oh, I love Debbie. Yeah, I'll bring Debbie. Okay.
all right, I have nothing to do with it.
Debbie.
All right, everyone. Have a great
I'll
night.
bring
Thanks for
Debbie.
hanging
All right,
out
good
with
night,
us.
guys.
Have a good one.
See you.
Bye-bye.
Hey everyone, thank you for joining us on POPXP. If you haven't already, make sure to click that subscribe button and also click the bell for notifications when we go live and we upload some awesome new content. Also, don't forget to head on over to Twitter and follow us at the POPXP and over on Instagram at the POPXP. Thanks again everyone, and we'll see you soon.